happening, everybody, and welcome back to the True Gamer Podcast, a podcast hosted by two gamers for you, the True Gamers. I'm one of your hosts, Eddie, along with my bro, the inverted gamer himself, Sheps. How's it going, bro?
Yeah, it's going good, man. How's it going?
It's going okay. Do you know what? I was thinking about doing that intro in an American accent.
You
So
can't
give it a
do
try.
an American accent.
I my accent's
Now
terrible.
I want to hear it. Yeah.
Alright, let's just give it. What?
Yeah. Good start. Good start.
There you go. What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to the True Gamer Podcast, a podcast hosted by two gamers for you, the True Gamers. I'm one of your hosts, Eddie, along with my bro, the inverted gamer himself, Sheps. How you doing, bro?
I have heard.
Is it scary? It's scary to me.
I've heard professional actors do much worse British accents.
There we
You know?
go, sub.
I think that was better than old Cumberbatch's American accent.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Way, you got giving your own for your money there, Cumberbatch. Oh, let me know in the comment section how you guys found that.
That was kind of startling.
It was scary, right?
Yeah.
I was scaring myself when I was a gamer.
Gamer.
I channeled my inner Phil Spencer to say that.
How you doing, bruv?
Bro, I'm doing okay, actually. A lot of stuff's moving along with the house. I'm seeing some real progress. If all the walls are plastered and smooth, we're getting some paint down. Things are looking good over there, which means the moving of the office all the way over there will be happening soonish. It's gonna be a fucking nightmare. I just, there's so much shit crammed into this room. Just moving that, the thought of it scares me.
I'm just thinking about, like, those drawers are probably too heavy to, like, tape up and lift it all at once, so you're gonna have to empty them out.
And that, the thing is, when it comes to moving places, I see that as the time to cleanse and to get ruthless with getting rid of shit. I'm gonna do a lot of that. I hope.
The problem is,
aid
a lot of the stuff in there, like, you got a couple of screws and old batteries and stuff, those can go, but, like, there's umpteen million cables, but we actually need spares.
Yeah.
All the time.
The amount of times like a micro USB cable's fucked up, and we're like, don't worry, the cable drawer is right here.
Right, exactly.
And I can
It's
I
a
can sort
room
that out.
full of man drawers.
Yes.
Basically, yeah.
Yes.
So
Every drawer I touch, it turns into a man drawer. But how are you doing, bro? Are you
man.
surviving? Everything's going good?
Yeah, doing okay. I've been finishing up a little bit of gaming stuffs. So yeah, I'm like, my next thing I'm going to finish Ratchet and Clank. But then I meant to ask you, and I didn't want to put you in a weird spot.
Yes.
But I know that you're, like, not currently playing Elden Ring.
Yes, I'm not.
And I do want to play it, but what I don't want to do is leave you in the lurch where you suddenly decide I want to play it.
I was thinking about this as well. So the thing is that for those of you guys that don't know, the one person out there, I didn't start my Elden Ring playthrough because I was playing Horizon Forbidden West. Right. And we played it and we did the review cast and I was like, cool, I'll probably jump in after that.
Yeah.
And then I forgot in the next week was going to be Lego Star Wars.
Right.
And I didn't want to play something that was...
you'd have to put down to pick up an... Yeah.
Exactly. So I was like, okay, I'll play Lego Star Wars. It's not like it's the most crucial thing to get done, but it's definitely something I want to play. And now what's turned out is that it seems like I've slept on a crucial game that has come out in 2022. And the problem is, I'm a Souls guy. I bought the fucking collector's edition of the game. People are probably looking at me like, Eddie hasn't played Elden Ring. What the fuck is wrong with him?
Yeah.
And all these times we talk about it, we're like, oh, I want to be in the conversation for a game when it comes out.
Play it.
And you want, I'm going to give it to you. I feel like my opportunity has passed.
Okay.
I have chosen not to do this for my stupid reasons. I'm going to give it to you so you can play.
The thing is, you'll probably get it back in a week, and I'll be like, I don't. It's probably great. It's not for me. You know?
Well, you'll beat it like 20 times in that time, by the way.
As if I've got a spare 10 minutes.
It's got down to 10 minutes now.
Yeah, apparently it's sub 8 at the minute. It's like 7:59.6 or something.
That's fucking insane. That's fucking insane.
I did actually watch one where the guy beat it in under 9 minutes.
Jesus.
I mean, they're not playing the game, for the record. Like,
what are they doing? What are they doing?
There are, like, weird exploits where, like, if you block and move at the right, or I guess it would be the wrong timing, you'll just get launched to places, like, zipped across the map. Okay. So they're zipping from point to point, and then, like, finding bits where if you do that, you can get through the edge of the map. Right. So if you get there, knowing where the next map is underneath, and so they zip outside the map, like, into the sky, fall, close the game, restart the game, and it starts you back where your guy would be vertically.
Interesting.
And the next thing. So there's no combat.
Right. Okay.
They're not beating the game.
Right.
They're getting from start point of game to end point of game.
Rolling credits and that's
Right.
yeah. Okay.
But they're just...
It's the only.
That's not going to stop me from saying this is a sub 10-minute game.
You guys paid all that money for a 10-minute game.
Right?
From Software, do better. Do better.
Do better.
You know what it is? They're not owned by PlayStation, so there's no controversy.
That's
when
right.
they're owned by PlayStation, then it'll be a big thing.
That's
If you
right.
guys ever, if you ever get bought by PlayStation, this is gonna get dragged up from the grave, and this could be like PlayStation
All right.
charging God knows how much for a 10-minute game,
Or at least
Fucking
make it
PlayStation.
so that like you actually cannot beat the game with certain bosses alive.
Yeah,
You know, come on.
you'd think, right? Ah, boy, this is those things that I admire this kind of stuff because it involves understanding how mechanics work and how development of some games
Yeah,
work
yeah.
that you can exploit it in such a way. That's what I really enjoy about those kind of speedruns. Not because they're actually playing the game, because they're not.
Yeah,
Like you said,
they're not. They're actually specifically not playing the game.
Yeah, yeah. Oh boy! Even the ones that you see gifs of people that use like, is it the magic variant of your character? And
Oh, I hear magic's broken. Yeah.
and like they just beam, like solar beam into the enemy, and it just
Yeah.
goes tick, 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 down. Even that's playing the game.
Yeah,
though.
at least they're actually going into the combat, and you have
Yeah.
to level the character to the point where you can use the ability. And
Yeah. But these guys, they're just not doing that. Bro,
yes.
before we get started with this podcast, where we're going to be talking about our most anticipated games of 2022,
Yeah.
where we'll also be talking about how Sony's investing even more money into Epic Games, a stupid amount, how Kojima Productions might be joining PlayStation Studios,
Oh, really?
and how PlayStation Plus apparently is destroying developers. Let's talk all about that soon. But before we get into that, let's thank some amazing people over at patreon.com/Conbrosations who make this show possible and everything that we do here. Our super bros. Our boys are Diogo Dildo, Isak the Ultimate Comsock, Sabine from Smallville, the Star Wars Encyclopedia, Adam Sunling. This Jeremy Renner, that's right, an official Avenger. Super Sus Ben Fryer, the filthy FIFA fanatic. Joe McCormack, my juice. He's not in there anymore. Oh, no, he's later on. Clark, the 53rd, my juicy left nut. The super sexy producer Sean, Jack Nicholas, that's his legal
That's
name.
his legal name.
It is actually. I mean, I've checked it. I've seen his documents.
Yeah.
I've seen his driver's license. I know
Spoken
where
to
he
him.
lives.
Yeah.
I've spoken to his mum. Like, how come you got a first name and another first name? It seems so strange. But fine with it. And Kevin, the number one simp. I hit the mic. No, I hit the mic.
This is asking for trouble. How heavy is that?
It's quite. It's resting on my knuckles, so it hurts a lot.
Maybe you should just put it down.
No.
I feel like this bit would have been worth it.
It would have been funny, but it's quite heavy, and I hit the mic on the way back. Oh, god damn it. I'm keeping true to my promise where I said I would be lifting up things every episode
Oh my days.
of Xbox. Thank you guys so much for keeping the lights and mics on and the gaming going here at Conbrosations. Thank you so much. Okay, bro.
Yes.
Let's kick it off with a chill episode of the True Gamer podcast.
Okay.
This episode, we're going to talk about our most anticipated games of 2022.
Okay.
I feel like it was about time. We're coming up to we're not at the halfway mark. We've just crossed over the third mark.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a good time for us to talk about what we're looking forward to in the future. And just chill out and be cool gamers for once, for once we'll talk about that. So, do you want to start off with your first pick?
Like games yet to come for this year.
Yet to
Because
come for
obviously
this year.
the PlayStation exclusive Lego Star Wars.
PlayStation exclusive.
And if it's not, then look, this isn't my passion or my expertise. So I'm so sorry.
Well, Xbox have Hogwarts Legacy.
It's
so
true, they have Hogwarts Legacy. So.
let's just do that. But just the games in general, whatever.
One I'm actually looking forward to, should be coming out in like a week and a half or 2 weeks from now, is Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh,
Yeah, and I haven't actually played any of the previous ones, but Rob, friend of the show, he speaks super highly of Vampire the Masquerade.
Interesting,
So-
interesting. Is that Masquerade Bloodlines or something?
Yeah,
like
that's
that
it.
it's
I think.
called? Let me just.
Yeah,
I've
Blood
got a
Hunt.
list of them.
Vampire the Masquerade, Blood Hunt.
Okay, all right, okay.
Which is one that, I could just do with a change of pace a bit. And this
Interesting.
feels like it could be a change, but I have no idea. He reckons that Rob, friend of the show, reckons that they're very good. I'd enjoy it, and I'm kind of interested, so I'm considering picking that one up.
All right. It'd be good. Is it
PS5 and PC, I think.
I was thinking if it's is it for some reason in my mind I've got a multiplayer in my mind. Is it
I
not?
don't think so. I think it's
I'm
RPG.
gonna see if I can find it out right here. Oh no, RPG. Okay,
Yeah.
so a narrative RPG.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. No, I'm thinking of something completely different than
Yeah,
whatever I'm thinking
cool.
of. But yeah, that's. I remember the previous ones were being talked of highly.
Yeah,
So
so do
that's
I. And so this would be my first way in, which I hope it doesn't end up being a cyberpunk, but
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the last time we stepped out of our comfort zones was Plague Tale,
yes.
and that worked out well.
I really enjoyed that.
And I
still
feel
need
like
to
this will
finish
be in that
yeah.
sort of
Did you
area
finish it?
vibe and whatnot. I haven't finished it yet.
I need to finish
It's
that up. Yeah, it's on
amongst
my
my
list.
many games that are in my
Yeah,
backlog
yeah.
right now.
But I really enjoyed A Plague
Yeah.
Tale. And there's another one coming, not this year though, is it? It's early next year, I think. A Plague Tale Retribution, whatever it's called.
Requiem.
Requiem.
Yes,
So that I'm looking forward to as well.
that's actually on my list.
But that's next year, isn't it? It's
Is it?
23, I think.
Let's see.
Why am I trying to do stuff from memory?
Yeah,
I can't
it's-
even remember my own actual stuff.
A Plague Tale Requiem. It says 2022 here.
Cool. Well, then in that case, that's on my list because I really, really enjoyed.
I was gonna say because that's on my list, but I just assumed it was 2022.
Okay,
So
cool.
thank God it is. Otherwise, that would have made my list considerably shorter.
What about you? Because I feel like the two, you mentioned it, but that was going to be the one I mentioned next anyway. So mine are two small niche things.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we already had the big titles really so far drop. We had Lego Star Wars and Horizon, Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to stop and ask you a sub question.
Okay.
Do you really think Ragnarok's coming this year?
Yes. So look, this is the thing. I've seen a couple of people have written in and whatnot, and we'll get to your comments in a bit as well. I really want to hear what you guys think. They've affirmed it too many times for me to go, okay, it's slipping. Now,
Okay.
because they have everything's in their court. They can say, and they did with Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah.
They kept quiet until it got to the point where they were like, guys, we're actually going to have to
Yeah.
push it to next year. No problem. And it was fine, and there was no backlash to that as well. So there's
Correct.
no reason for them to
Also,
do it
they pushed
again.
it far enough that they were actually ready by the time the date came up. Yeah.
Right. And this was supposed to be a 2021 game.
There was no way. No one really believed that.
I want to be in the conversation. I want to be in the meeting room when they discuss that, because it had to,
Horizon wasn't ready.
yeah, it had to have been a full-on marketing decision, a full-on let's pimp out the PlayStation 5 type deal. Oh, guess what? The first year of the PlayStation 5, you're gonna get God of War Ragnarok, the sequel to the greatest game ever made.
Right.
Surely that was just a marketing move, right?
Had to be.
Couldn't have been anything else.
Except the problem is you're like, here's this marketing. Don't worry, people will be massively disappointed when it doesn't happen. Like all the promo material for the light being blue and it's white. Everybody's disappointed by that. Everybody.
Everybody, literally.
Everyone.
You are as well. I have to also, they got lucky. They got lucky that there wasn't more of an uproar. That people, for once, in the gaming industry, were actually sane and thought about it logically.
Yeah.
Because normally we're not like that as gamers.
No,
normally we're not. And everyone was just like, fucking 2021. Sure it is. Whoo! Sure it is.
No one believes it. No one believed that.
No.
So, but you do think it's coming this year?
I do. I think they've said it too many times, and I think even every time there's a major news, like whenever there's an acquisition or something like
Yeah.
that, they mention it. Instead of me beating around the bush, let me just say one of my picks, obviously, is God of War Ragnarok.
It's to the point I genuinely didn't put it on my list because it's so obvious.
Obvious,
Yeah.
right? It's on everybody's list. Everyone who's written in as well, they're all mentioning it. It's crazy how excited I am for this, and I've only just been building it up more for myself with the
I'm not
purchase
thinking
of-
about it at all.
No, you're cool. You're
Because-
chill with it, right?
Because I'm okay. I'm really afraid that the game will be a Cyberpunk, right? The likelihood. So look, I know I'm in the very small camp that didn't enjoy Horizon Zero Dawn,
Yeah,
but I think most people agree that Forbidden West is better,
yeah.
right? And I do. I don't think it's gonna happen that way around.
There's I'm scared as well. I'm scared as well because there are minor little tiny little red flags the size of like, cocktail sticks.
Yeah, there's those little like cocktail flags. Like, hey, maybe think about this.
And the first major one, the biggest one out of all of them, was when it was like, oh yeah, Cory Barlog isn't directing this anymore. And I was
That
like,
for me was a big like, boop, boop, boop. I will say this, and this is probably what I think is going to happen, just because of how good 2018 was. If it's back to front, where you know how I feel about, let's pretend everybody likes Horizon Zero Dawn. Forget there's people like me. Everybody thinks it's that good, and they make a Forbidden West back to front. So I think 2018 was the Forbidden West, and the likelihood is Ragnarok will come out, and it'll still be a very, very good game, but just not quite as good. And it's imagine you did Forbidden West and then Zero Dawn. Like, it's just always going to be hard to beat something like Forbidden West. So as long as it's just doesn't destroy what they built, I'll actually be okay with it. But I think it's more likely that it'll be that than that it will be as good. To be honest, if it's as good, then we're screwed, because then it's two of the best games ever made that are the same franchise. Also then you can't compare them, because it's literally apples to apples, but it's like the same apple. You're just comparing the left half to the right half of that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's going to be a really weird one. That would be my like dream case. I genuinely don't see them making something better than 2018. If they can make it as good, I will. That's the stuff of wet dreams. What do you think? Honestly, not what you hope. What do you honestly think? It's tough, isn't it?
The thing is, in terms of content, and I've played this up in my mind, I have to say, a bit like I did for Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
So there's that scary thought right there.
It won't be that bad.
Yeah, surely, right?
No.
Surely, right?
Don't.
Right?
Don't.
Surely,
Don't. There's only wood in here.
right?
Just touch wood.
Touch wood. There's a lot of cool things that can happen in this universe now.
Yeah.
Simply
Especially
just
when
by
they're reusing assets like getting into boats and stuff.
exactly. This is just DLC, really. That's what it is. There's a lot of cool things because there are a lot of characters that we want to see from, a lot of characters that will be expounded upon, and the introduction of Ragnarok is such a cool aspect to throw into a game, and especially because how they blended the world of like Norse mythology into Kratos's like backstory and like how everything went. If they can do that similar sort of thing with this, it'll be so cool. And every day I'm thinking about what the fuck they could do, how they could like do this thing. Thinking just about seeing Faye, just seeing more about her story and whatnot. Thinking about how obviously, and no one's talking about this, everyone's talking about Thor. Obviously, Odin's gonna fucking come.
I'm so glad you said this. Because
Obviously.
Odin's the big daddy.
Yeah.
Here. Like, Thor's
gonna be a sick
cool.
battle.
Thor's cool. But this is Odin, the All-Father.
Yes.
You know? This is a guy who, like, you learn this stuff, I think you learn this in the game, like, traded an eye for knowledge and, like, hung himself from the Tree of Life to see what death was like and was like, oh, this is interesting, I'll just come back now.
Yeah.
Death can't get this guy.
This is clearly the big bit at the end.
It's got to be, right?
And they
It has
haven't
to
mentioned anything, but I think that's one of those classic moves. You don't tell the whole story and spoil it. You just got to let it be experienced. And that's just the idea of seeing Odin. And it's Kratos, so you assume that you're going to win. How are you going to win against the All-Father?
Yeah, Kratos. I've said this before that my brother and I have this theory that Kratos' like god ability is that he's as strong as he needs to be.
The Hulk.
But if he doesn't believe he can do it, then he can't do it. Right? So it's totally psychological, which means that he can be Odin, but he also can lose to Odin. Like, it really depends on what sets him up to be there.
That's a cool ability if it's that way.
It's interesting, at least. The thing is, though, do you believe this is the last game?
I think so.
I hope so.
I think so. I think this is going to be a big game, bigger than 2018.
Yeah.
And I think they're gonna tell the whole story, the whole arc.
I really want it to end clean. I don't want them to go, but also, what's this over here? No. If we're done, we're done. Yeah.
I think it'll be worth it because as much as everybody loves God of War, I don't think they see it as something that can go on forever.
I agree.
I don't think PlayStation are dumb in a lot of areas. I don't think they're dumb in overusing something too much.
Yeah.
Nothing overstays its welcome. I haven't ever witnessed anything
What I
like that.
really hope is that after this game comes out, everybody sort of gets the memo that, you know what, if you have a really good idea, you can take an old IP and update it.
Yeah.
And maybe, I don't know, hypothetically, say a studio that isn't common, maybe one that's, say, rare, would make a new game of an IP that they have. Maybe
But what do they have?
I mean, maybe something like guitar, but maybe not a guitar. Maybe smaller than a guitar. Maybe like a banjo.
Like a banjo? Yeah, I was thinking a banjo.
that could probably work.
Like, what would the characters' names be like?
I don't know. It'd be something weird in it. It'd be Kazooie.
Oh,
or like
that's a wild name.
Crazy.
Right there.
And his friend would be a roadrunner. Me. I never understood that.
No, just hold on to that and do nothing with it.
So, I don't know why that hasn't happened more, but I guess it's you got to have the right stories.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll round up that because I think that's so obviously the pick, both of our picks.
Yeah.
It didn't even make my list because the list isn't worthy of the game. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like every year since God of War 2018 came out, the only game I'm looking forward to is the next one, is Ragnarok. And there also happen to be other games. Like, it's great that Elden Ring came out.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's amazing. I don't care. If we're really being honest, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about Lego Star Wars. I don't care about Vampire the Masquerade. I don't care about any of it. I wouldn't have cared about Ghost of Tsushima compared to Ragnarok. And I simp that game hard. Like, they're not the same. They're not the same.
This is one of those tweets where they post the 4 pictures and they're like, only one can stay.
Not even a question.
It's not even a question.
It's not even a question.
Delete everything else from existence. God of War Ragnarok is the only thing.
I see your tweet and I raise you just 4 panels of God of War.
Yes, exactly.
You know, like
exactly.
it's ridiculous. So that's why I didn't even mention it, because it's so like there's nothing on this list, nothing in the last. In my opinion, I don't even think Horizon is going to compare to it, and that's a fantastic game.
Yeah, it's just going to be fantastic. I have this feeling it's going to be fantastic.
I really want
As I
to
said,
see.
there is the minor red flag I said about about that. There is the only thing that's a minor red flag, and it's not even a red flag because 2018 was so good.
Yeah,
it's not like it needed to be changed.
Correct.
But there is a lot of similarities that we've seen from the trailers to 2018 God of War. But why would it be different? There's no reason for it to be different.
Also, there's no mechanical way to like get the Chaos Blades away from Kratos or the axe away from Kratos.
Yeah.
So it has to be the same.
They've added some new stuff to it, like there's some new animations for like shield combat. There's climbing differences with the Chaos Blades and whatnot, and those are cool new little things in there. And
I hope there's more than 4 animations for killing bosses.
I hope so too. I really do. But they've taken on board all the criticisms that we've said before about how like there's only really like 4 enemy types. Yeah, you get like trolls, you get those Draugrs.
And bosses, whichever boss you play.
And that's it, really.
And 3 of those bosses are big troll things anyway.
Exactly. And then an occasional dragon, that's it.
But then again, the Valkyries are sick for us. Anyway, we're talking too much about this. It's so... I'll be honest, though. My bar for Ragnarok is just don't ruin 2018. So if it just doesn't ruin 2018, I'll be happy. Anything above that is gold. If it's even close to equaling it...
Yeah.
How can you say better? Ask for more than that. I
have to believe that with everything that's been done, and how well thought out everything is.
I feel you.
I have to believe that Corey and the rest of the writers, they're all talented over there, because it's not just Corey that does everything.
Yeah, of course.
Have wrote out both of the games while they were doing like 2018, or at least had the general idea of where they were going with things, and then they were like, cool, now you just need to fill in the gaps, color in the book, that's all you need to do. Just don't go out the lines and you'll be fine. And I feel like that's been set in stone, so I feel like the game will be good because it's got that.
You know, you mentioned your red flags.
Yes.
I had a massive waving green flag for this game, and it was the way they dealt with Christopher Judge needing surgery. And that tells me that the company understands just how important people are to the project, and in particular, obviously, this person.
Yeah.
And that probably means that translates to them understanding how important the people in the game are, like Kratos and Atreus and what's her name? Freya? No.
Freya.
Yeah. Odin, Thor, those guys, how important they are. That's the story, not really the powers. The powers is a cool way to get through the story, but the story is just like Joel and Ellie is the story, not the zombie apocalypse, right? And so the way that was handled, and the fact that basically Sony Santa Monica were just eating bad press, and we're going to just eat bad press until Christopher Judge came out and was like, yo, it's actually on me. And then they were like, the game will get made when you're ready. We're not doing this without you. You're not rushing your recovery. When you're ready, we'll continue. And we're completely silent. We were just ragging on them, like, why aren't you updating us? And they were just eating it.
They were.
Because you don't throw your people under the bus. And so for me, that was a huge green flag. Well, I'm just like, I suspect it will equal 2018. And if it's better, well, then I actually hope it's not better, because then we have no other games to ever play. What's ever gonna compete with a game that's better than God of War 2018?
That's the real question, right? Because it has the potential to ruin games for us.
If it's the jump from Zero Dawn to Forbidden West,
but from 2018 to,
if it's that same difference, like we're ruined. So I actually don't want it to be. I know it sounds weird. You know,
don't make the greatest game ever, because
we'll have nothing to play.
Nothing else will compare.
You won't want to play anything else. You won't want to play anything else.
It's like, you've ruined gaming for me.
Right, thanks for making the best thing ever. You guys suck.
They're brought on stage and everyone's just like, Anyway,
that summarizes this section of God of War talk.
Yeah,
What's another game that's on your list?
Another game, it might be an odd one here. I'm interested, because I'm a DC shill.
Yeah. Oh God, no way.
Yeah, in Gotham Knights, I've turned around a little bit. Not that I'm in love with it, or I'm like gonna go, this is gonna bang, but talking about it with the guys in our Discord server and stuff like that, about how like they want to play it, and I was like, this is a multiplayer game, so maybe it'll be fun to jump in with other people. And I remember playing DC Superheroes Online. Was it called again? It wasn't DC Superheroes Online.
That was the free
DC Universe Online.
DC Universe, yeah.
DC Universe Online. And how much fun you'd have just being random superheroes that you've made up and whatnot with friends. This is going to be actual superheroes that are existing. Exactly. So it might be cool. And with friends, I think it'd be quite awesome. It just depends on if it's got that good curated like list of missions that you play with friends, and not just random nonsense just to fill maybe like games as a service type thing or whatever.
Maybe they'll take a leaf out of their book and do the normal DC thing and copy Marvel, and they'll just basically carbon copy Marvel's Avengers.
That's it. Just copy Marvel's Avengers. They got the formula.
Right.
You just need to follow that. They got the recipe down.
Right.
You just need to copy that. Even they are abandoning, Crystal Dynamics are abandoning Marvel's Avengers so they can make Tomb Raider again.
I do think that it is, and I don't mean this to rag on Crystal Dynamics, but I think after Cyberpunk and after Marvel Avengers, it should now be a thing of like, look, if you do a Fallout 76, that costs your brand a lot. It should really hurt to make a flop like that.
Yeah.
Because I kind of think we need a bit more natural selection in our games.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just going to ultimately will concentrate greatness, and then people that can make great things, that usually is a transferable skill. So it doesn't mean we'll concentrate stories. It won't just only be God of War or whatever. It will be the team that made that, well, they're given, can't think of a game, John Wick, right? How do you make that game, or whatever? I just picked a random IP, or Star Wars or something.
Yeah. And
people that are used to making greatness, that sort of get the recipe and understand hooks and things, whatever project they basically will be doing our best to get the most Amy Hennings out there.
Yeah,
you know, that's what I want, is for those people to end up condensed and working with teams of people that all know how to create a vision, and when they're given a task, hey, make this that one guy that does the returning stuff, the guy, he did it for the did it for Mjolnir, which was the only good thing in Marvel's Avengers. Where like guys that are good at making a thing satisfying are concentrated, and you know, I think a bit more natural selection, not being able to make a flop and then just migrate jobs and make another flop and migrate jobs. I think that would be good for gaming.
Yeah,
fingers crossed. Anyway,
I'm interested to see more of this game though, because that's kind of what it hinges on. I think whether or not I don't know yet if I'm a day one purchaser.
That's weird for you.
That's because I'm usually I'll try anything just to have a
you're gonna buy Abandoned.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy Abandoned for sure. That's gonna be, and that could be a full-on scam.
It probably will be a scam. Yeah.
So yeah, that could be a full-on scam.
If I were you, make sure you buy that with a gift card and not your actual like credit card.
Right,
you know?
Right. If I can get my number, and they're like, that's it. We've just happened to have bought server space with your card. Thank you very much.
That's right.
I'll be like, how did you do that? I got a 10 pence to my name. All the money's in the house. Yeah, I might not be. I don't think I'll be a day one purchase just yet, and that next trailer will be what it hinges on. I'm really fucking pissed off that Suicide Squad got delayed though. That was actually gonna be a day one for me. Like, genuinely,
I'm with you with that.
That's pretty shitty right there.
I was excited for that.
I do want to just say one thing that we're not going to talk about. I'm not going to mention at all. But 6 days. Anyway.
There's a conspiracy thing about what you're counting down to, and I'm just surprised no one has figured out you're just learning to count. So you can, so that when Isla knows how, you're like, oh yeah, what comes after 10? 11, dickhead, you didn't know that.
Loser!
Look at you.
Look at you. You want me to cut your nuggets as well now?
Yeah, these chips are too big, Dad. Can you break them up? Look at
baby. What's your next one on your list?
So departing from my normal thing, people won't have isn't my like normal brand, Trek to Yomi.
Yes. Departing from your normal.
My normal,
yes, I see. Yes, very different.
So I don't know if excited's not the right word for it, because I just really what it is I'm just anger banging a different game because Ghost of Tsushima wouldn't give me what I wanted. Let's be honest. Same with like Die by the Blade or whatever it is. I'm gonna get that as well.
Angry, just there's like there was no love left in this relationship. Just that's the only form of connection you could feel. Just
it's a hate frick. I just look. I'm sure it looks great. I gotta be honest. It looks really good, and it looks like it's got great combat and stuff. I'm actually genuinely excited for it as its own project.
Yeah.
But really, it's because I have played Ghost of Tsushima maybe 4 or 5 times at this point.
Yeah, I need something.
Yeah,
something different. Come on now. When is the next Ghost of Tsushima going to get announced? I
think it genuinely depends what project they're actually on next. Because I think they've got people working on it. But there's is it them doing Sly Cooper? No, they're not doing Sly Cooper, but they're doing what was that other one? Infamous.
Is it them?
Yeah, so I know that they were going to do Infamous and Sly Cooper, but Sly Cooper got given to, I forget which house got Sly Cooper.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure Sucker Punch is doing Infamous, and the question is, are they doing Infamous or Ghost of Tsushima 2 first?
Oh.
And I'm sure they have multiple teams, but it's like, I would assume because they aren't, despite our jokes, Insomniac,
Yeah.
that it will be like 70% working on the main project, 30% just getting everything ramped up for when the whole team comes on board.
Yeah, you'd think.
So the question is, what game is next? I don't know why you wouldn't do Ghost of Tsushima 2, though. That seems like the obvious pick, right?
Exactly. Especially because it was such a success. Such a success.
Yeah.
And it's like a staple now of PlayStation games.
Oh, yeah. When people think like those exclusives, it's like the Horizon franchise,
Yeah.
God of War, Ghost of Tsushima's in that list.
Yeah, Spider-Man, all that
Yeah.
all that lot. I was about to say all that nonsense, but
All that nonsense.
bit disrespectful of the greatest games in the fucking industry out there, isn't it? Yeah, Trek to Yomi. That's an interesting pick right there.
Yeah, is that something you're interested in? Not really.
Not
What did
per
you think
se.
of not Game of Thrones, Ghost of Tsushima? Like overall, where'd you
I
put it?
loved Game. You got me
See,
saying
weird,
it
isn't
now.
it?
Fuck.
I don't know how that happened.
And the problem is that bare people like to abbreviate
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima as
As
GOT,
GOT, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's just GOT, and I'm like, Game of Thrones. Why they took it? Oh,
Season 8 of Ghost of Tsushima.
That's it. I loved Ghost of Tsushima. Loved it.
Yeah.
However, this doesn't give me the same vibes. It doesn't give me anything really close.
It's
just
not
to me.
cinematic in that way.
Yeah, and the thing that I really liked about it was the cinematic feel of
Yeah.
the Ghost of Tsushima. Not necessarily the fact that it was. I don't know how to explain this because it sounds dumb when I just said it in my head. I was going to say not necessarily because it was like the Japanese style, but that's
Yeah.
like one of the core points of Ghost of Tsushima. So like, why would if I don't like that, then what did I
Sure,
like?
yeah.
But
Because you didn't enjoy getting to experience my people's culture.
your people's culture,
Right.
exactly. Yeah, that's it. No, that was great about it, but
Hey man,
think
this
I
top
liked it
knot
for
makes
the-
me about as much Japanese as Tyler is Jewish. So like, freaking.
and he's claimed that.
Yeah, he's probably going that.
I think I liked the game and I liked the setting that was there.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not like I was necessarily running there because of the Japanese setting or
Right, it
Japanese
just happened
aesthetic.
to be set there. yeah.
Exactly, and it was a cool place. And that's why I don't think like Trek to Yomi is something
Cool,
that's
Right, because
drawn
it
to
feels
me,
like
yeah.
Trek to Yomi is specifically, hey, look, we're a samurai thing, whereas Ghost of Tsushima
Yeah.
happened to be a great game that was
Yeah.
Japanese. I know what you're saying. I get what
Feel
you're
that? I
saying.
hope people in the chat also get it, and they're not
Almost
like
certainly not.
they're like the fuck is he talking about? Oh, I didn't like this Japanese samurai game,
Yeah.
but then goes and plays a Japanese samurai game.
right.
Yeah.
What's on your next on your list?
I haven't got many left. A weird one.
Okay, I'm all for weird.
Saints Row.
Okay, well, so you've been playing a lot of GTA recently, so
Exactly. So it's kind of close there. Now, Saints Row is gonna either be a
I
hit
agree.
or a miss.
yeah, there's no in between. It's not going to be okay.
No
It's
one's
not
gonna be
oh,
like.
it's pretty good, but it wasn't great, but it had these good things. It's either gonna
Yeah.
bang or flop. There's
This is not gonna be a Red Dead Redemption 2. Huh.
yeah,
no.
right,
No worries. Yeah, cool.
right. That's all right.
It's either gonna be a God of War, or it's gonna be. Trying to think of a terrible game now.
I don't know, man. Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. Either gonna be one of those.
Right. Hey, oh, that's a good idea. It's like it's God of War, AC Valhalla.
Yes,
You
there
know?
you go. Yes. It's either going to be one of those. And I feel like in the trailer, they were like making like Gen Z jokes and like
Yeah.
these like jokes about the current society we live in and how stupid some things are and things like that. And I was like, oh man, it just seems like they're leaning into this stupidness that we're like living in. I'm trying to
Right.
escape from dumb shit we're doing here. But then it dawned on me that Saints Row normally makes fun of stuff like that, and they're doing it as a joke. To like hold a mirror up to you guys and go, ah, look how dumb you look. And I was like, oh shit, if it's that, then I'll enjoy it.
Maybe.
I'll laugh at that.
Yeah.
And I've liked Saints Row games in the past. This looks
they're
very
quirky.
different. I'm looking forward to it, but like,
On the fence a bit.
you know, like when you like, all right, I'm gonna go up to that guy and I'm gonna tell him to stop. I don't know, throwing drinks all over the place and whatnot. But he's very strong. He's a big guy. All right, you stop doing that. And I'm bracing myself for the hit. I'm bracing myself for this game to be bad. I'm like,
It's funny. my next pick, I think it's my last one that I'm sort of interested in this year. I didn't feel that way, and I do now, is Forspoken.
Ooh, okay.
After the last trailer we got, where I still don't know anything about the game, I'm a little bit concerned that all it is like great, don't get me wrong, it looks great and fun, like engaging gameplay. Annoyingly, you'll hate this, they'll love it. It reminds me, it's kind of Kingdom Hearts-y, but just slightly better animation, you know? By the way, just because a trailer drops doesn't mean you guys get to take over all of the main chat on the Discord for an hour.
Mate,
I get it.
We couldn't go near the fucking Discord server.
I had to just go away for like an hour. I was like, I'm going to check back in once an hour. If they're still talking about it, I'm going to delete the Discord.
I walked into the room. I walked into the main room, and I was like,
"It smells like bitch in here."
Smells like. Smells like bitch in here. Oh boy!
The worst thing is I like those games.
I was gonna be like, smells like weeb in here, but then
Also, I don't care what any of you say. Real life Sora looks shit.
You know, I didn't watch the trailer. I saw the
It looks really good.
I saw the screenshots, and I was like, this looks very different to the 2.9 Kingdom Hearts that I played for like an hour and a half.
3.
So this is the thing. I played Kingdom Hearts 3, but apparently the first couple hours is a prologue, so it's 2.9. And I was like,
freaking Kingdom Hearts.
So apparently I didn't get into
this
3.
Is Kingdom Hearts 3.1, not Kingdom Hearts 4 that everyone's hyped for. Right.
Exactly.
Anyway, Forspoken, it looks like it's got great movement and it'd be fun to like play.
Yeah.
But I'm a little bit concerned at this point that we don't know anything about the story. To the point that maybe there just isn't much story.
Yeah, I'm worried about that but it's odd because the only things that we really know about this game is that Amy Hennig and Gary Whitta are the people that are writing this game.
Yeah, the main chick's painting, we know that.
And I'm like, so you're talking about writers, and these are like well-known writers.
Yeah.
So surely the story is the important part, yet we haven't seen anything or heard anything about the story yet.
It's bizarre, isn't it?
It's so strange.
It's very strange.
And the thing is, I was on board in the beginning when it was like Amy Hennig sold.
Yeah, that's all you had. You had me at Amy Hennig, yeah.
But then we didn't get to hear anything more from it, and I was like,
don't know anything.
So I kind of retracted my sold thing like that.
Right.
Much like how a lot of people should be doing for Starfield. It's like, oh, Todd Howard's on it. We're sold already. I don't need to see any more. It's like it's Game of the Year already. I don't get it. Yeah, I'm actually on the other side of the fence for Forspoken.
Okay.
I don't like to be on this side of the fence. I want to be happy for every game that comes out.
Sure?
But I'm just not seeing anything. They've shown it a couple times now, and we're not seeing anything that's like concrete to me.
Yeah, I am a little worried, like we said, about if we don't know any story. Now, on the other side of that coin, I do think that most trailers are made by idiots.
Yes.
And they show too much, like the Stranger Things Season 4 trailer just dropped.
I haven't seen that yet. Are they showing too much?
I think so. I'll tell you, it's not confirmed. In my opinion, you'll see it. I'm sure you can watch it at some point. They show like the next big enemy thing, and it's like a Night King type guy.
I've seen the picture.
It's almost certainly Billy.
Yeah?
Like to the point, I literally tweeted him like, man, it was really crazy that they told us it was Billy in the teaser for it, right? So
I saw a joke saying that it was Bob.
That's funny.
And I was like, ha!
That would be good, actually. I think that would be actually better writing.
Twist right there.
Watch the trailer when you get a chance.
Okay.
I looked and went, man, I literally tweeted out, crazy that they told us it was Billy in the teaser. We didn't even get to find it out. Because I do think they basically showed us it was Billy. And I really hope I'm wrong. It'd be so cool for it to be totally different. And it would ruin Billy's like arc at the end where he like comes back to being good before he gets taken. Do you remember Billy? Yeah. Guy with the tash.
The great moustache.
So normally I think trailers tend to show too much and you can figure out way too much from them from that. So maybe they're just like, if we show any of this story, people are going to start figuring stuff out. Let's just let them go into it clear.
Perhaps.
But the fact that we haven't seen anything about the story, I'd like at least, come on, man, I need something.
Yeah.
Something. So I really...
They're just requiring blind faith at the moment.
Right. Now, if you were asking for somebody to put blind faith in, Amy Hennig's going to be the person I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, benefit of the doubt. She's so far only really made bangers.
Yeah.
So, okay. But you would have been better off asking me for blind faith in 2019 because after Cyberpunk, like, I'm all out of blind faith.
Yeah.
You know?
Speaking of Cyberpunk.
Oh, God.
Actually, should we not? No, I'll talk about that later.
Okay, it's up to you, man.
No, it goes into one of our topics we've got there. The last one on my list. The one that's clearly going to be Game of the Year.
Right.
Starfield. Obviously, I've got to...
I was going to say it as a joke.
No, it's not a joke. Don't make it...
Sorry, yeah, as a serious pick.
Serious pick. I am very, very excited for Starfield, as all the trailers have shown us.
Yes. Literally 100% of trailers
have shown us that this is going to be a fantastic game. No, do you know what? Look, I picked this as a joke, right?
Yeah.
The only thing that sort of instilled any sort of confidence in me that this might be good is that the last clip they showed, it was like a round table with Todd Howard and a bunch of other people and whatnot. They were talking so passionately about it, but it was a passionate conversation about things that they couldn't say. Yeah. So they're like mentioning stuff and referencing things without saying the thing, and also without showing anything. And it's like,
and also,
what are you talking about, man?
The other side of that coin is that these people who are media trained.
Yeah,
will be excited about projects like Halo Infinite. We saw a lot of excitement about Halo Infinite.
They were all excited about that, and then look how that turned out.
The worst thing is, I actually want Starfield to be good. I do think, because we have bros that are stuck currently on the Xbox, like Alpha Quillalala.
Sorry to hear that, bro. Sorry.
And he needs a good game to play.
Yeah.
You know, something to at least go, well, at least for this one thing, it was worth being stuck on it. Can't wait to get my PS5, but in the meantime, at least I got this.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm bored of ragging on Xbox. It's not fun being a Sony pony if you're just beating up a kid.
Yeah.
Right? Beating up kids is fun and all. Like, I get it, but I do that every weekend in my real life.
Every weekend, exactly. Just go out to the shops, any kids I see,
Just pat.
pow.
So, it's not fun.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things that was fun to rag on Bethesda, was it Bethesda? Yeah, when they made Fallout 76.
Yep.
Was that up to that point, they'd made mostly good games. Fallout 4 was okay. It wasn't terrible, but it obviously wasn't a highlight. And then 76 was such a drop that it was fun to rag on them because their usual quality was lacking.
Yep.
But then since then, they haven't made anything really of note. Right?
Yeah.
I'm bored of only having bad stuff to say about Xbox. What I really want is, and don't get me wrong, like we've said a couple of good things about like their game switcher tech, and there's another thing that they do that's coming to PlayStation that I forget. That's recent. It's a hardware thing.
Oh, variable refresh rate.
Variable
VRR.
refresh rate. Like, having that as the only list for good stuff for Xbox, like it's boring.
Yeah.
I want to go, oh man, you know what? I wish the PlayStation 5 did this. I hope for the PS6, calling it now, they're calling it the PS6. I hope for that they take into account these things, right? And man, I hope we get a game like Starfield for PlayStation at some point. Like, I want that to be in the discussion.
Yeah.
It's no fun just being... It's no fun being Muhammad Ali if you're only fighting homeless bums.
Yeah.
You know? I want the golden age. I want my Joe Frazier's and my George Foremans.
I hope that's something that people take away from our conversations. We have a lot of people and we talk about stuff. It's good to have conversations about people's shortcomings, people's praise, and whatever good stuff they do and stuff like that, and go accordingly. The only reason why we ever talk about it is because we want things to change for the better.
Yeah.
Just blindly accepting what people say and say that's better. It's not really change. It's not really good. It's good in the moment, but it's not going to be good in the long term.
It could be fun for a minute.
Yeah.
But, you know, and that's why we beef out Game Pass as well. It's not that we care about Xbox.
Yeah.
It's that we think it's bad for the environment. We think it's bad for the Xbots, people on the service overall. Like, I don't care about Microsoft.
Yeah.
I don't care about Sony. If they make a better product, I'll use that product. If we had a better better DSLRs from a different manufacturer in the same price range and compatible with all our stuff,
To get them.
we would get them.
Yeah.
It just happens that we got Sony stuff. Same with like, I have no investment in Shaw.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care.
You sure, pony? Wait, let
Right.
me work out. Hold on.
Shaw Shark.
Shawshank. That's it. You're a Shawshank. Fucking.
Like,
terrible.
I don't care. You know. I just want stuff to be good.
Yeah.
So I really genuinely hope Starfield is good. But at the minute, all we can say about it is that we don't know anything. Seriously, I don't know why that's not worrying to anybody.
It's
Right?
the thing is, I just can't understand how. I do understand. They're all brainwashed. And
Yeah.
I don't know how they got to that point. But all you have to say when somebody brings up the point where it's like, yeah, but we haven't seen anything of Starfield.
Yeah,
you need
you're
to be
right.
like, do you know what? That's a good point. We haven't seen anything, so I'm going to temper my expectations. I just know that the studio has before produced some great stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's like, cool. No one can argue with your point.
Right.
That you're being a rational human being.
The studio has made greatness in the past. I really enjoy their stuff. I love sci-fi. They have my trust.
Yeah.
I'm excited for what I know about it, which I admit isn't much. I would love to see some trailers. Expectations are being held back for right now, but I'm excited.
But not when you're like, actually, it's the game of the year already. We have decided.
Best game of the year.
We've got to the.
Mate, that one guy was like, when you baited those guys, you're like, give us StarCraft. I was like, well, give us Spider-Man. Okay. No, it's not worth Spider-Man.
No,
You need
no.
to like 12 games of this total quality. What
Starfield
are you
is better
smoking?
than Spider-Man.
Also,
It's like,
like,
what?
the Spider-Man thing was a fair thing because it was like Spider-Man PS4 is what the guy asked for as like the trade, and that's 3 years old now.
Was that 20,
2019, right? No, 2020.
2018 maybe?
But so my point is like it's a stable PlayStation game, but it's
2018.
okay. So 4 years old at this point, right?
Yeah.
So it's a 4-year-old game for a brand new title, but you're trading known quality for unknown expectation. Fair enough. That's a pretty good trade. And also,
Yeah.
it didn't ask for God of War. You know, it asked for Spider-Man. And Spider-Man, I love the fact that we have it on PlayStation because we're ponies, but really Spider-Man games should be for everybody.
Yeah.
That's one that, like, you cut. Look,
It's one of those shit deals. It's just like they own the name.
yeah, get
And they worked the
Yeah.
movie license to
They
try and
did.
strong arm into the game,
They
and
did.
then they got the game. yeah.
However, my stance on it: get fricked, Xbox. You're not getting God of War. You're not getting Horizon. You're not getting Ghost of Tsushima. This is if it's me. But Spider-Man's for everybody. You know, Spider-Man's for everybody. You can get it 4 years later, you fricking peasants. But you know, so that was a good trade. That made sense. But then someone go, it's not worth it.
That
What
shit-
are you smoking,
Yeah,
bro?
that's some high grade shit.
Talking to people that smoke
Yes.
unknown amounts of crack are true gamers.
Yes.
Over on patreon.com/conversations that make this podcast in particular happen. They came to us, they said they put a fake gamer gun to our head and they were like, if you don't do this, we're going to switch all your controllers to inverted. And Sheps, you're going back to
No!
default settings.
Oh yeah. They're gonna save you.
Yeah,
They're
I
gonna
was like, yes,
change you back.
finally!
change you back to the
No!
good ways.
And so we caved. We caved to pressure because we do negotiate with terrorists.
What's that?
It's a terrorist.
Terrorist?
It's a terrorist. It's a scared. Oh, it's a terrorist. And this one's an armed terrorist.
A terrorist.
An armed terrorist.
Okay.
Because it's on an arm.
That's a bad dad joke, and I thought I was the dad.
Anyway, we do negotiate with Get Fricked Audio Virgins.
Then we wonder, what's he doing?
What's he doing?
What is he doing?
Who do we have to thank?
We have Eddie, the high quality Potterhead. No. I'm gonna have to start shit talking Hogwarts Legacy when it comes to people's
I
writings.
think you should use your expertise in Harry Potter to really pick it apart.
Use Harry Potter analogies in the Jeremy Horde, Sheps' Krusty Right Nut, Isak Manny, Adam Sunling, Clark 53, Kevin Crow, Sab 2557, Catsper Coral. Oh shit! I missed him to add him to the Super Bro list. Catsper the friendly patron, who is a Super Bro. Thank you very much, bro.
Whoops! Oh my days!
Forgot that you joined
You should do
this.
the most awkward cut and add in you, totally different camera angle.
Put him into...
And Gatsby
And Gatsby
who definitely wasn't forgotten. You should put that in.
Definitely not. Joe McCormack, Random Wavelength, Jack Nicholas, Billy Diogo, Girthworm Jim, aka Zacchino.
I still find that funny.
Now you guys know why we're moving in together. Hashtag Make Nice Guys 2, please, for the love of holy fuck Hollywood. Enraged Seahawk of Seattle, Fishy, Mikey Tilly, The Jackal, Max H, Alpha Aquile, Max Mason, Sam Mason.
What the hell is wrong with you, bruv?
I don't know what's going on. I want to say it's because I'm far away, but I can see it clearly.
You're not, and you have your glasses on.
Yeah. Sam Mason, Make Bindis Mod, Cobra SS, and Albie Scory. Thank you guys so much for keeping the likes and mics on the gaming going here at the True Gaming Podcast.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. I don't know why we allowed it to be you that reads out people's names.
You know, I don't know why we allowed that either. Speaking of our patrons, let's kick it over to Private Dingleberry, who wrote into patreon.com/conversations, just like you patrons can. And he says, most anticipated games still to release this year. Obviously, God of War Ragnarok, nothing needs to be said, just like...
Yeah, it's not even a... No need even mentioning it because it's so obvious.
Would it have been better if you read out anything? I mean, it just seems like we're both just terrible here.
I was going to say, I was beefing about why did we let you read it? But it's not like I could do it. We'd have to pay someone on Fiverr.
Can you read out these names for us? Thank you very much.
Doing that epic movie announce. In a world where people pay.
Conbrosations. 2, Plague Tale 2. I've just recently played the first one and was blown away.
Yeah.
Here's hoping it's not delayed. 3, Forspoken, just like you. 4, Gotham Knights. Unironically think it would be really fun to play through with friends. You see, he's in the same boat as me.
Now that he says it, I can see the point.
Now he says it. There's finally weight. There's gravitas to it.
That's right.
5, Hogwarts Legacy. Gameplay was kind of shit, but still intriguing me enough. I mean, it's
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, isn't it?
Harry.
Let's be honest, no. Notice how Starfield wasn't on my list? I've only named games that exist.
Wow. Okay.
Because Starfield is a fictional thing right here.
That was very good. You're getting promoted. You're Corporal Dingleberry now.
Corporal Dingleberry, change your name.
Change your name.
It'd be funny if he does do it, but then, like, I'm sure we're not the only people he watches content with.
Right.
And then it's like, all the other people are like, oh, we've upgraded to Corporal Dingleberry. And then they're going to totally out of the joke. They're going to understand.
Is that another comment above it? Or
no, that's all for the for our Patreon
Should we head
comments.
over to Discord, the greatest Discord that exists, the only Discord that exists in this space, anyway.
The only one. Let me go up here.
Dark Diogo, computer lad, says, legit, the only games on my list are Forspoken. Hopefully that's good. Who's like, oh, it's on my list, I hope it's shit.
Hopefully that sucks. Hopefully it just fucking crashes and burns and all the developers get out of jobs. Right. They have to remortgage their homes. Yeah. They're in crushing debt for the rest of their lives. And it's just shit, it's just gone. We get a 0 out of 10. Hopefully. Fucking Diogo, why'd you say that?
And Stray. That's it. Oh, and Ragnarok, if that's coming in 2020, but I still think it's 23.
He thinks not as well.
Yeah. Well, and then there's a question about another kind of game, but I guess we'll
read that afterwards.
Alpha Aquila says anything that comes to Game Pass, less than 5 otherwise, more to follow.
Well, when you're reliant on Game Pass to give you all of your games, this is what happens.
B. Steven, a.k.a. our boy the Jackal, says the most anticipated games are the games we make along the way. I'm going to frickin' ban this cunt.
Yeah, I think we should. He's a bit too soppy for us, unfortunately.
My most anticipated games are the backlog list of games that I still have to play. These include, among others... Jesus Christ. Jedi Fallen Order, The Last of Us 2, Uncharted Lost Legacy, Battlefront 2 campaign was actually kind of meh. It was alright, but it was... you're not missing too much there.
Yeah.
Horizon Forbidden West, that's good. Miles Morales, Ratchet & Clank, and much more.
It's a big backlog.
It's a great list, but somebody didn't understand the assignment. What games are you looking for that are coming out? Mother fricker.
How are you going to write into our spoiler casts in the future if you're not playing current games and you're playing stupid old games?
Innit? Like Miles
Sure.
Morales and The Last of Us 2. Who cares about them?
Who cares about
They're
that?
shit games. They didn't come out recently. Tailgate says, number 1, God of War Ragnarok, and he spelled it
man.
correctly.
Yes, Ragnarok. By the way, I did the poll.
Yeah,
I was like, God of War, question mark. And I wrote Ragnarok in like pure English.
yeah,
Ragnarok with the O and the dots.
yeah.
And then I did capitalize Ragnarok and then Ragnarok. And it turns out Ragnarok is the way to do it. So from now on, anytime you write in Ragnarok, it has to be capital letters and with the O and the
With
2
the-
dots.
The
Yeah.
pokey. God of War Ragnarok, my most anticipated game at the moment. In at number 2, another one at Gotham Knights. Yet me and Alpha are probably the only ones in this community who are genuinely excited for it. Yeah,
People in the community now are now going, Alpha. That's how it's written.
he spelled it.
I love it. I love it.
Alpha, who I absolutely love, spent ages making a couple of highlight reels.
Yes.
And one was some of our funniest bits, and then one was like 25 minutes long, which I watched, one because he made it, and 2 because it's some of our funniest bits.
Yeah.
And it must contain 20 different equivalents in it. It's
Yes.
so funny because, like, we just do it as a bit, right? But when you condense it down, it's the stupidest thing.
Yeah, we look dumb. We're
We look
proper
so
like 6
stupid.
IQ.
So dumb. In at number 3, Starfield. I've been wanting to a really immersive open world space game for a while, so hopefully it ends up being good.
Hopefully it ends up being exactly what you said.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't know.
Do we know that it's in space? We know it's set not on Earth.
Yeah, we know
But
that.
like, is it in space?
Do we know?
Do we know? Oh wait, that's right. We know nothing.
I admire you though. You're like me. We're looking forward to the future, optimism. You know all those
Optimism.
words.
That's right. How has that worked out for you for the last 2 years?
I've got a lot of merch from a game that didn't perform well.
Yeah. Oh
I crushed my dreams. I got that.
In at number 4 is Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn.
Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn.
Never
What's
heard of
that?
It's an open world RPG game in a steampunk fantasy game where you play as a sword and gun wielding girl whose companion is a magic fox. It looks interesting and it's coming to Game Pass day 1, so I'm going to check it out. Well done, Game Pass.
Game
Well
Pass.
done, Xbox. I mean, those developers can get free. They don't need to feed their families. Fuck them. But well done. And then in a number 5, an interesting pick, Sniper Elite 5 France.
I wish I had said that as well. Because the funny thing is that Sniper Elite games are just fun.
How's
So that's something I want to mention. So I'm on the hook for it. We played Sniper Elite 4
Yeah.
because I just had it on my PlayStation. I think it might have been free PS Plus game one
Yeah.
time or something
It's the
like
first
that.
time I knew the game existed.
And we've recorded a gameplay which was absolutely hilarious. I haven't even begun editing it yet because the whole move happened and
Yes.
things like that. So everything's a bit shitty and whatnot. But that's going to be coming out
If
soon
we
as well.
make that, I would be fully down to make that series.
Yeah,
So
and then we could like move on to Sniper Elite 5 and hopefully that continues the
Right, right.
hilarity and whatnot. But that's actually a really good pick. I like that. Yeah.
that's a good one. Jeff Shrooms. Do you want to take Jeff Shrooms?
Jeff Shrooms writes in. Should we read the rest of his comment?
Nah, frick him. It's Sniper Elite 5.
Sniper Elite 5.
Listen,
So, all about killing Nazis.
you
is what
can
he likes.
double bull shot X-ray vision testicles. If that's the only way to kill a Nazi, it's the Nazi's Achilles heel.
It's their
It's the Achilles
heel.
testicle.
Jeff Shrooms writes in. He goes, most anticipated games. Fucking Final Fantasy 16.
What a loser!
Fucking weeb.
Except, it's a good point, Jeff, because Frick 16, the future is in the past, and more stuff from the Nvidia leak is coming out as real. If I get Final Fantasy 9, you won't see me for a month. And when you do see me, I'll have had even less sleep than normal, and I'll be a dehydrated like husk.
Withered
I've
up.
just jizzed myself to near death.
That's what so everybody when they, especially like Zacchino was messaging me, everyone was messaging saying it looks like the Nvidia leak is real then
Yeah.
because of like everything that's happened. forget the big things that, like, you know, Horizon Forbidden West is supposed to be coming to PC this year.
That
Even though
seems
it came out,
unlikely,
well,
yeah.
that's what it said in the Nvidia leak, and we dismissed
if that
it.
happens,
But everything else seems to be coming out. Like, Final Kingdom Hearts 4 was called before it was even a thing.
That's true.
But people will forget all of that. Ships. Final Fantasy 9 remake is happening. It's like, whoa!
Don't get my hopes up, because that game, I love that game so much that in terms of excitement, it's actually above God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, fuck!
Because I know Ragnarok.
The weeb
I know
himself.
Ragnarok's great. You know, it's sort of in that weird thing. But I will play Ragnarok, I swear.
Could you imagine it comes out 2 weeks before?
I already know it's
well,
good.
shit. Ragnarok, see you next year.
If they drop at the same time, hypothetically, I'm playing Final Fantasy first.
Oh,
I'm not even joking.
So he'll be the reason why the spoiler cast.
Oh, you can talk about it. I don't give a shit. You go, oh yeah, that sounds great. I've still got to like.
By myself, yeah. I'm like, man, that big reveal at the. Oh, he's not here. No. Well, I guess that's not.
So, I'm in. I'm really trying not to get my hopes up because I love that game, and also the chances are they'll ruin it.
Yeah.
So, I really do. Anyway, please continue.
To The Quarry, because until Dawn was a banger. I've heard that they made like a. The Quarry's actually part of it, isn't it? So they've made like a quadrology or whatever the hell they've made. I've heard good things about this whole like series and whatnot. What was it called? Man of Medan or something like that? Was that? Anyway, I've heard really good things about it. The Quarry one did look very awesome as well. I'm very interested in that. It's a good pick right there. Do you know what game I didn't put on here? I don't know if it's 2022. Quantum Error.
Oh yeah.
They put a trailer out recently of it, made in Unreal Engine 5, and it looks unbelievable.
Can we just take a minute and talk about how I don't give a shit about any other custom engines anymore? I want everything to be made in Unreal 5. Unless you're not making a better engine than Unreal 5, just max that out.
It seems to be. I see. Do you want to derail from what we're saying here to go to that? Or
we're talking about stuff we're excited for.
All right, so let's talk about it. This is the thing. A lot of developers now have just suddenly just jumped on it. There's a lot of good reasons to do it. One of them being that, like, versus especially like your own engine.
Yeah.
So like the reason probably why Cyberpunk went over was because they have the full backing of Epic Games now, and all the support if ever there's ever any bugs and stuff like that, which probably means that The Witcher 4 is going to be a polished game when it comes out.
Maybe.
And I think Epic Games, in order to firmly cement themselves in everything, is they're offering some amazing rate behind the scenes. They're doing their negotiations. They're like, look,
they want these games on
give us like
UE5.
5%. That's it.
Yeah.
We don't want a lot of money, and that's what they want. They want everyone to be an Unreal Engine. And even PlayStation like we said, they've invested money in them, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But I bet PlayStation games some of them are gonna use Unreal Engine as well.
I bet they will, and I suspect that when we got that reveal, the fake game reveal for UE5, I do think there's a reason they use the PS5 and not a PC and not an Xbox. You know, I think games made on Unreal Engine 5 that end up on PlayStation or PlayStation exclusives are gonna just rip, and they're gonna be so good. I'm really excited to see because just even the people that play around with Unreal 5, or like we all saw that the Matrix thing.
Yeah.
At this point, most people have seen that Superman video.
Yeah.
Man, it looks good.
It looks good. 3, Jeff Shrooms right Sydney says Horizon DLC, because it'll give them an opportunity to correct some of the issues with the base game and experiment with some minor features for the sequel, which will probably release around The Witcher 4 and then get ignored like Elden Ring did too.
Of course, yeah.
4, and surprisingly, the next COD. Ooh.
Okay.
I think Infinity Ward redeemed themselves with 2019 Modern Warfare. Interesting.
What's really interesting is I've heard that people are going back to Modern Warfare 3. So, I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
We'll see.
I haven't actually played a COD
In
in a long time.
I think Cold War was the last one I played, but even then it was the campaign, and I don't think I finished the campaign. Shit, I did not finish the campaign.
I haven't played it.
There you go. 5, A Plague Tale Requiem. We said it right now. And he says, calling it now.
This is ambitious.
This is ambitious. Game of the Year 2022. I'll accept my praise later. Just know that I predicted it when it actually happens. If you do, I will arrange a meet-up. We will give you a signed, not even a, we don't even make this. I will get them to make a jersey with an embroidered Conbrosations logo. Not printed, embroidered. And I'll give it to you, hand, and then sign it. And then, if you like, I'll jizz on it so you have my DNA.
Oh, God.
And then you can clone an Eddie and then constantly have me perform for you. Okay?
Give him like what are those things called? Symbols. Like
Yes.
those forming monkeys.
If that happens, this game is far too stacked.
Requiem's not going to be Game of the Year.
No.
I think it's going to be great, though. Plague Tale Innocence was fantastic.
Yes.
But not Game of the Year.
Yeah.
It's just not going to be. But I agree. I'm really excited for it. Oh, I guess my question is, are you saying it's going to be your Game of the Year? Or it's going to win Game of the Year? Because I suspect it's definitely not winning Game of the Year. And I don't think I'm going to put it, like, let's say it comes out this year. I probably won't put it above Horizon Forbidden West. But that's not to say it won't be as good or better in its own different ways, but it won't be Game of the Year, I don't think.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry, mate. Sorry, bro.
Gams Master 99, who are you?
Oh, he's a new fella. He's a new
gamer.
fella. All right.
Says, most anticipated games are God of War Ragnarok, spelled incorrectly.
Incorrectly, unfortunately. That's deleted from the record. Strike that from the record.
It's stricken. Forspoken, Hogwarts Legacy. It gets even more dicey. Starfield.
Oh.
And then Gotham Knights.
I mean, I thought I was spicy with that Gotham Knights take, but there you go. But I love he's got the winky face there as well.
Jack Nicholas, that is his legal name.
Legal name.
Obviously Starfield.
Come
as
on,
we know
yeah.
so much about it. Needs to come to PlayStation though, as they don't have any games.
We don't have any games over here on
Nothing to
PlayStation.
play.
God, give us Starfield. It deserves to be here.
To be real, I'm only looking forward to God of War and Hogwarts Legacy, which are hopefully coming this year. I'm sure my fellow pothead Eddie is looking forward to that game too. But I've got some games on my backlog like Cyberpunk and Lego Star Wars. I'm looking forward to playing till then. Currently playing Ghost of Tsushima DC. I think that's DLC, sorry.
Oh, no, Director's Cut.
Oh, the Director's Cut. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Amazing. Great pick. You don't need to play those other two games.
Yeah, forget everything else.
Which is awesome. It could just do with a mode in which you play against other players or friends, say 1v1 one-on-one combat. Any idea what that would be called? No, I don't know what that would be called. Honestly, I don't think anybody wants that.
No one's calling for it, you know?
So, Jack Nicholas, obviously you're an idiot. You don't understand the game that you're playing, you know?
I love how Jack has seated himself perfectly into the community. He's like, that's it. I'm going balls deep in this community, and I'm going to go with all of the references, and I'm going to be a fucking bro.
At this point, look, we're not getting it, right? Because I've tweeted everybody at that freaking company. Everyone.
The janitor knows.
The last guy, I think, was the freaking art director. And I was like, he made a comment, and here's the thing is, if you want to beef someone out about something, you respond to what they've said and just turn it to what you were doing. Like, that's some great artwork. You know what would be great artwork in 1v1 duels, you know, stuff like that. We're never getting it. We're never freaking getting it.
It's like interesting. Yeah.
When I say
yeah.
I'm never getting it. I know nobody else seems to want it, but it's me.
Yeah, acting like there's so many people banging it down.
I swear to God, if I see one freaking tweet from them when Died by the Blade comes up going, oh man, if we'd have known people wanted this, I'll flip a freaking table.
This is a really good, interesting feature. It's a shame we can't implement such a thing in our game. It's a shame.
Oh!
You're just there by yourself. Isak writes in. Isak Manny, the name is that nameless is Jerry. Okay, all right. Number 1, God of War Ragnarok. Spell it correctly, you plebs. He says.
Yes,
spell it correctly. Then. Breath of the Wild 2, not 2022 anymore, but shut up.
Shut up.
That's what he said. But shut up, blood.
All
Hogwarts Legacy, Bug Snacks, Isle of Big Snacks, Big Bunga. Okay, so this is a DLC for Bug Snacks that came out for free. Everything else can just move to the side.
I'm going to say, I actually said when the PS5 came out and Bug Snacks was like on it.
Yeah.
I said, I think Bug Snacks is going to be a game that hardly anyone plays, but anyone that does is going to say how amazing it is. And anyone that's played it has said it's amazing. I only played like 20 minutes of it, and I keep meaning to come back to it, but I just haven't got round to it. But like, I know Ethan rates it.
It's one of those just hilarious, dumb, fun things that no one's going to complain about. They're just going to enjoy themselves.
Yeah, it's sort of like, imagine Pokemon meets Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs meets Acid Trip. You know?
I'm just going to search for the last one. He said Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
What?
The Stanley Parable is an experimental, narrative-driven first-person game. Is an exploration of choice, freedom, storytelling, and reality. That sounds really interesting. I want to fucking find out what the hell's going on here. What's going on here? I'm going to look more into that. That sounds really interesting.
Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe sounds like somebody's trying to sell me a drill.
It does. It does. It does. Oh my god.
Alpha
Yes.
says Gotham Knights, DC plus WB Montreal, Montreal's first real game. Suicide.
Yeah. Don't mention it. Don't get us upset. Don't get us
Star
upset.
Trek Resurgence. I like Star Trek more than Wars. You're an idiot. I don't like Wars, and I'm currently making my way through Voyager and Deep Space Nine. 25 years later. The man's a monster for content.
He is. The thing is, the reason why he likes Trek more than Star Wars is because he's smart. He's smart because it's more of an intelligent show. It's more of a we're talking about numbers, we're talking about space, we're talking about paradoxes, we're talking about this and politics and stuff like that. Whereas Star Wars, no one gives a fuck about the politics. No one gives a fuck about anything. They just care about the space wizards and laser swords.
I see your intelligence, and I raise you that actually Star Wars is about clapping cheeks, Annie and Padme, you know, Han and Leia, right?
And almost Luke and Leia. Almost.
Right. And that by contrast, other than Kirk, they're all maidenless Simcuck virgins, and that Star Trek can suck a dick.
But Ahura, oh wait, no.
Don't get me wrong, there's some paintings in it.
Oh yeah,
mate. 7 of 9. That's all I have to say. But
Data, that skin,
my man. But no one's bumping uglies.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
facts. Sorry, Alpha. Your point has been overtaken.
Also, space wizards and laser swords.
Yes.
Is there pod racing? I think not.
And also,
eat it by the wonga.
I think Ben clipped that from the last episode where I was like, I hate Lego Star Wars. They didn't do the bit. Just clip that out.
That's so good. But it's also true.
Yes, it's true.
Forza Horizon 5 DLC. It looks really good. It'll be my first Forza DLC. Can't wait to experience the characters, the growth.
Yes.
The story development. You know, what are you talking about?
It's a car game.
That's 2 back-to-back L's, Alpha.
I can't believe this guy is the guy that's watching Smallville with me.
Also, he goes, that's not even 5 games. It's not really even 4.
Yep, it's not. Especially because Forza Horizon isn't a game.
Also, I thought he was all about frickin' Gotham Knights.
Oh, he mentioned that at the top.
Never mind, I'm an idiot.
Go back to the previous point.
And then to cap it off, Giuseppe says, most anticipated games. God of War Ragnarok. Spelt wrong.
You disappoint me, Giuseppe. You disappoint me.
We're not angry. We're just disappointed. Hogwarts Legacy.
Yep.
Spider-Man 2, but that's 2023.
Yeah, that is 2023.
Stupid freaking idiot.
And Wolverine as well. I guess even worse. That's like 2025.
And then he doesn't have a 5. This freaking guy.
So just 2 games of 2022.
And of course Starfield and PS5.
I love that we've created this joke now and everyone's
so
in on
good.
it.
That's so good.
It deserves to be on PS5, guys. It deserves.
Oh shit, there's more. Sorry.
Yeah, when you said them finally, I was like, wait, hold on a second.
Never mind. Unfinally.
Sean writes in and he says, I have 3 anticipated games of 2022. And those are God of War Ragnarok, Hogwarts Legacy, and A Plague Tale Requiem. Quality gamer right there. Just perfect.
Yeah, I'm excited for those 3. Do you know what? I'm going to wait on Hogwarts Legacy. I know you're going to get it, obviously, immediately.
Big pothead me, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone knows
Everybody
it.
knows it.
Everybody knows. I've managed to hide it.
You're constantly, quoting Hogwarts stuff. You're like, you shall not pass. That's Dumbledore.
Exactly.
I bet someone just freaking popped a vein. They just blew a vessel and you're like, oh.
When Dumbledore is looking into the Eye of Sauron.
That's right. That's right. What were we talking about? Yeah, those are 3 good games. Yeah. Yep, for sure. Juice released the Espinosa cut.
Espinosa cut of what? Espinosa cut of what?
I don't know, man. I feel like I should get that, and I don't.
Sure we should.
I'm really stupid. My most anticipated game for this year is Starfield. This sounds like... Is he being for real? It's Juice. You never know, innit? After that, probably Hogwarts Legacy, though that will get delayed to 2023, and God of War Ragnarok. Again, spelt wrong.
I want all of you guys to go back into your comment after you've heard this, edit the comment, and put the correct O in all of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to be checking on Saturday when
I expect to see every single one of your comments until Ragnarok releases, where you use that O with the double dots instead from now on the Discord.
There's going to be a bunch of people that be like, I don't know how the fuck to do that in my keyboard. How do I do that?
There aren't really a whole lot of other games this year I'm looking forward to. And then he asks if we've checked out Star Wars, the Lego Skywalker Saga.
Yes, I told you last episode, it's shit. Don't play it. They took out the... They took out the chance cubes. There was no chance cubes.
Yeah, but they kept the double-headed announcer.
They did, and I was very grateful for that. Very grateful for that. But also...
Does Annie say, this is pod racing?
They don't have the fight with Sebulba.
What?
Where he says, Ideba da Chumbawanga, whatever he says out of voice.
Yeah, that's it.
Come on, man. There's
Wait, this dude with 4 legs beefs out frickin' Jar Jar.
Yeah.
How can you not have that?
And also, there's one word that Sebulba says that sounds like dashak, which is testicle in Turkish. And I missed that. That needed to be in there. When you remove the soul of Star Wars, then what's left?
Star Wars, what you're really saying, needs more Turkish testicles.
Turkish testicle. That's what it needs.
Oh my days.
No one understands how our brain works. A psychologist is watching right now. It's like, I have no fucking clue.
There's probably a psychologist turning more Harley Quinn just listening to us than like, these guys need serious help.
Yes.
I think that's it for things. A bit late. That's the thing about Destiny.
Yeah, okay, that's something we're going to talk about
freaking
later.
Alpha, I see you guys are recording right now.
Yeah,
How does he do it?
He knows. He lives outside of time. That's what it is.
It's true.
All right.
Do you remember I said, oh, he can time travel? And he goes, it's true, I can time travel, but only in one direction and at a constant speed. This freaking guy. That's his problem. He's too smart, isn't he? Too smart for his own good. That's why I like Star Trek.
Yeah.
Freaking guy.
All right, guys. Just to give you guys a little reminder, this is the True Gamer Podcast, coming to your eyes and ears every Saturday here at youtube.com/Conbrosations1. You can also catch us on podcast services around the world just by searching for the True Gamer Podcast. We are everywhere, and we come right into your ears.
We will come into your ears.
It'll be a bit sticky, but we'll make it work.
You know, for me, that was kind of a pun, and then you made it definitely not a pun.
I used words and things for comedy. So, yes, if you are listening on podcast services, please rate us 5 stars. It really helps us out. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell for occasional notifications. Yeah, might be cool stuff right there. if you want to take your support that extra mile, if you want to take it that one step further, you can head over to patreon.com/Conbrosations, where you can kick us a couple of bucks a month, where you can write in comments and have priority comments read first.
Yeah.
You have exclusive access to our no filtered podcast, the Conbrosations podcast.
That's just for $1.
For $1. And if you want to have your name read out as a true gamer, and if you want to have this podcast early, the day that we record it, you can join us at the $5 tier, the true gamer tier.
That's right.
And many more tiers. You can go check that out and help us out.
If you feel like being belittled on a weekly basis, head over to Super Bro tier.
Exactly. However, if you guys don't want to do that, no problem. We completely understand.
Yeah.
There's no pressure at all. You just be in here, enjoying the stuff that we do, leaving comments, likes, and stuff like that is all we ask for.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for everything right there. Love you so much. Okay. So, let's kick it over to your favorite segment.
Correcting conversations. So look, if
That's
you're new
right.
around here, like, I don't know, maybe you used to hang out on a Discord that got deleted and you thought, frick it, I'll just check out these guys' content now that I'm using the only Discord available to me on the internet. Sometimes, because we do make content on the internet, we've never let facts get in the way of a strongly held belief. We will say things that aren't exactly accurate.
Mm-hmm.
And that is your opportunity to say, at 13 minutes and 62 seconds, when you said this, it was actually that. And then we will read out your comment on the next show. So when we say something stupid on this video, head down to the comment section. We'll abuse the YouTube algorithm. You leave a comment, ideally with a timestamp so we can see what we're talking about. And then we'll read out next week.
I love it. You said 62 seconds in a
Yes,
minute.
I've been cutting down close enough, yeah.
Alpha Aquila. Let's go on.
No, I was going to make another joke, but I'm going to save it for the next one and act like it was totally original that time.
Alpha Aquila writes, he says, correcting conversations. Alpha Aquila. Sorry, my apologies.
You have to do it like that one chick from frickin' the last episode of Moon Knight.
I won't do that.
I can't do it.
I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna do it. He goes. So we're sticking with the new definition of the number of seconds in a minute, eh? Shep said that there were 72 seconds in a minute. Oh, and the segment for correcting conversation was also 72 seconds, better than last episode.
Was it really?
Apparently, I'm guessing right here.
We're meta jokes within jokes.
Oh, hold on. So, Shep said there were at least 72 seconds in a minute in the segment for corrections. There we go. That's what you're trying to say.
I'm too dumb to know what that means.
He says, Alan Wake is not a shit game. I mean, we said it, so...
I thought you were correcting conversations.
Exactly. We it was a statement of fact.
Yeah.
It's not like an opinion.
It's
or
weird.
anything, and Max Payne movie was a flop. I mean,
What are you
we
talking
saw
about?
it. It was a success. A smash hit. Cult hit now.
It was amazing. It was basically the precursor to that stuff from Dread.
Exactly.
And everybody knows that. By the way, that movie also bombed. Dread bombed, and I loved it. I thought that was a great movie.
It was great, yeah.
It bombed. It was really flop.
That's unfortunate, right? And Crossfire X campaign was better than the multiplayer. Remedy managed to boost the quality of what they were working with. All right.
Yeah, we'll take your word for it for what your word's worth.
Nothing. Correcting. Okay, Diogo writes in with correcting conversations, and he says, Hassan said it was 30k for outsourcing, not the budget of the
That's
game.
even more ridiculous.
Yeah, who's going to be like, fuck it, 30k, we'll do anything for you, don't worry about it.
Like, the 30k for the budget, we were like, okay, well, maybe you meant 30k a day
yeah.
or per head or something.
Was one of those teams that he was saying outsourcing, was it like Nivea or something
They're
like that?
well known.
They were like, we've worked on Halo Infinite, we've worked on Ghost of Tsushima, we've worked on
The
God
Last
of
of
War.
Us 2,
It's like,
Battlefront 2. Yeah,
okay, and we'll just do this job for you despite being
Hassan,
severely
yeah,
underpaid
yeah,
and
no.
some random bread.
that's actually even less believable because it means going to a third party, another company.
Yeah,
Like, this isn't like you managed to get stuff done cheap.
yeah.
So that's, yeah.
Stupid. And that's all the correcting conversations right there. That's
What about
everything.
last week?
The week before. Let's check that one out because
Yeah,
we did have some.
no interwebs.
Yes. Because
Virgin lived up to its name. Virgin.
We did have one correcting conversations from Diogo,
Okay.
and he says Eddie gets flamed way more than Sheps, and I shall prove it right now. Correcting conversations, Eddie, you haven't even burned your PS5 yet, and we are still waiting for it. Stop lying and burn it for us. Sincerely, the Combros community. I said I'd burn my PS5 if the light was not blue and it was.
Oh
it
God,
was
yeah,
white.
you did. But
I mean, I didn't say that. What are you talking about?
I mean,
ain't nothing but a thing.
ain't nothing but a thing. You just do it in After Effects.
So, oh no, it's
Gasp!
on fire!
I can't believe this happened.
The heat.
Oh, the heat. Oh, yeah. I like sometimes where it's clipping where the fire's coming over your hand and
Yeah.
not behind it, you know.
Oh boy. All right. Well, thank you very much for
That's
writing in there. I'm gonna move just before we get into our topics, our little topics that we got at the end. I'm gonna go over the question that we asked in the last episode. So I asked people to write in with their top 5 best and top 5 worst games
Oh God, yeah.
of all time that they remember. And and a lot of people wrote in actually, so thank you very much for doing that right there. Isak Manny wrote in, and they've only had like 2 days to write this in because our episode was so late. My top 5 games: Morrowind, Knights of the Old Republic. I can't wait for the remake because everyone says it's great, and I have not played. I can't play the old version. Mass Effect 3, 2, and The Witcher Wild Hunt. 3 Wild Hunt. Bottom 5 games in no particular order. He says Just Cause 4, just super disappointing. Super Seducer.
Oh God, you actually played that?
He says don't ask, but I really want to ask.
That's hilarious.
I want to know how that happened.
I know a guy that knows that guy.
Yeah?
Apparently he is exactly what you think. The guy in the
I'm trying to
game,
think of Super Seducer.
it's this pickup artist guy
Okay.
who he like goes to these situations and you pick his lines, and then if you pick the right like pickup artist line, it goes well, and if you pick the wrong one, like the girl leaves or something.
We might need to play this together.
I can see this being one of our stupid. We're gonna get this channel shadow banned.
Yes, we are. We are. Assassin's Creed Valhalla / Odyssey, obligatory says. GTA Trilogy Remaster. It's still fresh in his memory. The remaster didn't turn out so great.
Yeah.
Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric. He says, dumpster fire that got dumped into an oil rig leak that caught on fire.
Wow. Oh my.
It sounds terrible. It sounds terrible. That favorite game. Oh my fucking god.
Listen out for Quililele.
Okay, I'm gonna read some of them. Alpha writes him.
I think we need to say, everybody we want to hear your things, but Alpha, you're limited to numbers and the title.
Yeah, you need to
For
be
like
really...
one of these answers.
I said top 5 and bottom 5, and he's written
On the
1,
plus.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 top, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 bottom.
On the plus side, the guy's going to have no trouble reaching the word count for his dissertation.
Right?
You know?
I'm just gonna fill it. Fill it. Some of the best games on here: Arkham Knight, Arkham City.
You could just say the
Alan
Arkham
Wake,
series, bruv.
Yeah, Quantum Break. Some least favorite: Halo 4, Halo 5, Dishonored 2, Hitman Absolution, GTA 5, Subnautica, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Alpha, I appreciate you, but please,
I beg.
please. Anyway, Oliver Sheen. Valhalla is the worst. Just, he didn't even have the energy to say any more.
He's
after
so
that.
disappointed. It's like, I need to get this coming out, but I also need to block this from my memory. How can I get the meaning down as fast as possible?
There you go. Private Dingleberry wrote in and he says, top 5, God of War 2018, Red Dead Redemption 2, The Witcher 3, Last of Us 2, Assassin's Creed 2. Worst of all time, Mafia 3, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Was Syndicate the one? No, it's, I'm thinking of Unity, the one that was apparently better after the patches and whatnot. Watch Dogs 2, Halo 5, and Ghost Recon Breakpoint. But don't worry, they've got NFTs now in Growth. So it's okay. Giuseppe. He says God of War in his top 5.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2, AC2, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and Bully. Nice.
Great freaking picks.
And the bottoms, AC Odyssey, Anthem. Oh, that's a...
Yeah.
Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2! It was great. It was just surrounded by crap.
Yes, yeah. Was that Bad Company too?
No, Battlefront 2 says.
Oh, Battlefront 2. I think it's Battlefront 2. Battlefront... Yeah, yeah.
AC Origins and AC Valhalla. Just get Assassin's Creed out of your life.
Right.
Man. That's what you need to do. And that's all. Thank you guys so much for writing in.
Did you
guys
give
are
any
all
thought
legends.
to that question? I know we know what your big picks are. What about for like worst games ever?
The worst games. This is the problem. Like I've said this once before. That like, who remembers the worst games? You try to wipe it from your mind. I want to play more bad games purely because I think it's fun discussion. I
never played Anthem, but it hurt me because apparently that's set in the Mass Effect universe. So that
was a
bugs
bad
me.
game. That was a bad game. That was a bad game.
I'm gonna say it, Cyberpunk. Yeah, because it committed the #1 sin of being easy to put down. Even other games, like I'll tell you what, my next game, you're gonna hate this.
Oh,
but I could at least pick it up and finish playing it. You're gonna hate this. The Order 1886. I hated it.
What?
I hated it. Because it was it was graphically gorgeous, had a somewhat interesting story, and they cut it a quarter of the way through the game to try and get me to buy a second game to find out what happens next, instead of making one fully just good game with another game, set up. I know you're gonna hate it.
For the audio guys, my disappointment is immeasurable and very visible.
And my day is ruined. Yeah.
I really like it.
I know you do. I know you do.
I have a fair criticism that I feel like it ended too soon. Like it's very clear they had a bigger idea, a bigger story planned, and they just cut it off just to sell a sequel.
I literally feel like...
And then the sequel didn't come.
Yeah, exactly. This is my thing. Is I literally feel like the game stopped 30 to 40% of the way through the game and was like, yo, you need to buy the next part to... It was almost like the first attempt at a microtransaction, And I hated that so bad. The gameplay was not great, but it was okay. Visually stunning, and it had this really intriguing story, and the fact that they tried to do me so dirty, I can never get that taste out of my mouth. So it's bad in a different way to Cyberpunk. At least it functioned.
Yeah, the Cyberpunk one is a tough one though. But I'm happy you said it. It was it's brave but true.
Yeah,
I feel like
powerful and brave.
Exactly, powerful and brave.
That's right.
Thank you everybody for writing in. You guys are all legends. Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll come up with another question sometime soon for you guys.
I really hope you will you'll find some bad games and play them, because that would be really interesting to see.
I think there's good conversation to have even with bad games as well, so I like that idea. My main problem is I think I'm struggling to play all the new good games.
Yes.
I'm not going to sacrifice that time to play bad games just for the sake of it, you know?
I mean, we watched Crisis of Infinite Earths.
It's true, we did spend time doing that. We did.
But in fairness, you got rewarded afterwards. You got to watch like 7 different anime thanks to that.
Yeah. Oh no, the Attack on Titan spoilers. Oh
no, you can't watch it now. You've been spoiled.
Terrible.
I hate you so much. The worst thing is I find that so funny when I see it, and it also hurts me.
Yeah.
It's been spoiled. I can't watch it now.
All right, let's kick it into our final little topic so we can get this show wrapped up. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt next gen or current gen versions have been delayed until further notice, indefinitely. So the Cyberpunk 2077 current gen patch came out, was very much underwhelming. Didn't do anything. Didn't do anything. There was a little bit of some ray trace shadows, they said, and it was, but it looked okay. It looked better.
It looks alright anyway.
It didn't add any extra real content, anything of substantial.
Didn't fix any major bugs.
Exactly, and yeah, it was that. And then we were like, well, don't worry. At least we're gonna get the next gen bump for The Witcher 3 coming in Q2 2022. We just entered Q2 2022, and CDPR have come out to delay that indefinitely.
Do you remember when they announced it and we said they didn't have to do this, And all it really did is put an obligation on a company that has been delaying games for delayed Cyberpunk continuously for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then what they should have done is worked on it and just released it. Instead, they gave a date after having to put Cyberpunk back continuously. And now if they can't make it, they have this thing that would have just been free goodwill.
Yeah.
And what happened? Well, anyway, I am at a point where I can't believe this company is still functioning. Because they don't seem to, and I don't mean like, oh, they can't make a good game. I mean, they seem completely incapable of reaching any deadlines, which they're setting themselves. It's not like, a work or school thing where they say you have 2 weeks to do this. They say we can get this done in this period and fail continuously. I'm so confused about what's going on and why are we giving Cyberpunk attention, not Cyberpunk, CDPR any attention these days?
It's such a... Do you know what? You just saying that, how far they've fallen. I know we've said it many times, but how far CDPR have fallen from grace.
It's rough, innit?
They used to be seen as the shining example of a publisher.
I still love The Witcher 3.
Now they're just nothing.
I'll always love The Witcher 3. But it's like that one home run, innit? So it's very strange to me. Also, I was talking to Rob, friend of the show, about the new Witcher title that they're making.
Yeah.
And he was saying, I predicted this ages ago. I think, if they do a thing, it would be a prequel, it would be a young Vesemir. And he goes, yeah, maybe, but I don't want them to ruin Vesemir. I hope we get to build our own Witcher. And I'm like, well, we got to build our own character in Cyberpunk, and they can't make that work.
Yeah, and it didn't.
So they have to,
at all.
right? So they're going to have to pick a name you already know. So I'm double worried. It's just disappointing, and it's so sad because it's so sad. That's really what it is. It's sad.
So many people I know as well were holding off for their next run of the Witcher replay.
So I've been for ages, yeah.
And it looks like they now have no date to think about that. So if anyone was thinking about doing it, just do it now.
I'm going to do it whenever I run out of new games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my next.
That's really unfortunate. Apparently it was another company who was working on the remaster, and apparently what's happening is now CDPR are taking it off of their hands to do it themselves. And I was like,
good.
This seems like something that was pretty much in motion. Like, why is it changing now? Like, why is it all...
CDPR had enough on their plate.
Yeah.
Couldn't manage it. So why did they take this back? Probably so that they could release and get the goodwill they desperately need.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Strange, man. Very strange. Very strange.
It is indeed.
Okay. A very short topic, but good we got that out of the way. Sony has invested another, on top of everything they have, $1 billion
Dang.
in Epic Games. Recently we heard about them. They invested $200 million. It was April of 2021.
Yeah.
And now they've invested $1 billion into Epic Games. Now, nowhere have they mentioned what that's for. It's just an investment. I guess they just get some shares or something like that, or whatever it might be.
Yeah, we don't really know.
We don't really know. Maybe some preferential rates on use of the Unreal Engine or wherever it might be.
After seeing it, and also we would suspect that they'll have had access to it early on because it was the first demonstration of the engine was running on a PS5.
Yeah.
Which means somebody knows at Sony how this thing runs, right?
Yeah.
That they will have looked at it and gone, guys, it's not worth using our own engines for a lot of this stuff. This thing just bangs.
Yeah.
That's my guess. I do think, how The Witcher changed the game for gaming pretty much. That was just the new bar.
Yeah.
I think this is a Witcher level engine where it's just if you're not using Unreal Engine 5, why are you doing what you're doing?
Yeah, I think it's good. It seems that way anyway. I'm not a dev, so I don't know.
Me neither.
It seems that way from the outside. Just the only confusing part to me is that because we don't know what it's for, And
Yeah.
the licensing fee for the engine isn't going to be that much.
It's not in the billions. no.
Exactly. I mean, a budget for a game, a good game, is like 100 million, 120 million, something
That's even
like
pretty
that.
steep.
Right?
Yeah, that's kind of up there.
So you have to imagine it's somewhere around about the 10 to 20% of that goes to the engine, maybe. Or maybe even...
Even less.
I'm making an assumption here, but that it has to be in the around about the 10% mark. Is there any sort of clues as to how much it is?
Not really. I'll just completely interrupt you if I find it.
No, that's all right.
How to use Unreal Engine?
Unfortunately, I don't think it's something that's going to be readily accessible for us.
No,
And also, it's probably a case-by-case basis as well, where they negotiate it.
the weird thing is, it says Unreal Engine 5. It's free to download. Like you can just have it.
It's free to download, and I believe the first million sales, there's no
Yeah.
charge. But then after that, they charge a certain fee,
Yeah.
or whatever it is. Anyway, whatever it is, let's say 10%. Let's say 10%, right?
Yeah, which I think is
10%
probably high.
It,
but yeah.
Maybe, but let's say that's 10 million, right?
Yeah.
How many 10 millions, which is each one is a game, how many games do you need to put out
It's
before you reach to
100.
$1 billion? So I don't believe
It's
it's
100, right, or 1,000. It's one of them.
100 even, yeah, 100,
Yeah.
let's say. 100. So I don't think it's necessarily to negate those fees or to negotiate a preferential rate, because you're way overpaying for what you're going to get
Sony's
in
only
return.
got 20 games total,
Right.
planned out, and we suspect like 8 of those are mobile.
Yeah, and also
we
like
suspect.
some of them already on other engines, like
Yeah.
Horizon's games are all
Yeah.
going to be on the Decima engine
Yeah.
because they've got that.
I mean, it's a good engine. The games are
exactly.
great.
So I'm confused as to what this is for.
Yeah.
Now,
Maybe they're going to build that freaking game,
maybe, and they're paying for that. Here
and
you
they're
go,
paying the
$1 billion.
same price for Halo Infinite.
And I do have the
I'm sorry.
I do have to ask the question, as a purely from a gamer standpoint, $1 billion going into this, how many games could have been greenlit instead of paying $1 billion into Epic Games?
I mean, well, Take-Two could have got not Take-Two. Who am I thinking of? The guys that did that game you like that got cancelled. Sam Whitworth voiced dude on the motorbike.
Oh,
Why did I say Take-Two?
Shit, it's Days Gone the game.
Days Gone, yeah.
But Sony Bend.
Sony Bend. Why did I say Take-Two?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird. Like they could have got Days Gone 2.
They could have had their game funded and have plenty left over. The next whatever, a lot of research and development could have gone into something. And this may be a good investment in something, but because we don't know what it is,
It's out of the blue, and I just checked Epic's net worth, or their value, I should say. It's 32 billion. So, first of all, obviously they're not acquiring Epic. That's silly. And it's, in comparison to it, the valuation for Epic, it's a minor dip in.
yeah.
Maybe and it's not enough to get like a leading stake at Epic. So it's weird.
It's puzzling.
That's it, yeah.
I don't understand. Again, it might be a good investment, but we just don't know the details of the thing. The only thing we can see from the outside is that you guys have paid money to these people, seemingly for nothing, just to have stock interest, whatever it is. And I guess that's going to be business in the long run and whatnot.
Yeah.
But how many projects could you have greenlit with that? How much extra wiggle room could you have given with that?
Yeah.
It's so odd. So odd.
It's this is one of those things where, like, maybe in 3 to 6 months, when another piece of the puzzle comes out, then we'll go, "Oh, that's probably why they bought."
Hopefully, I'd like to.
Normally we get.
I'd just like to know. That's
Yeah,
what I'd like to know.
I'm with you. You said it perfectly. It's puzzling. It's
very
odd.
puzzling.
It's odd.
If any of you guys have any ideas, feel free to drop it in the comment section. I'd like to hear what you guys think, because
Well, also
Like
for
I
like
said-
6 times that price, they could have just bought Square.
yeah,
I know 6 times the price. Yeah, it's a lot, but like Square's worth the money. That's
Yeah.
why they're valued at what they're valued. It's a bizarre thing, right?
so odd. And also, apparently, the company that owns the Lego games apparently also invested $1 billion Epic Games as well. Just odd stuff. I don't understand it. Don't understand it at all.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
Again, maybe there's just something we don't know about Unreal 5.
Yeah.
You know, and like future projects, and maybe there's something in it. God, no. Maybe there's something to do with about like live service back-end stuff that we just don't know.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
normally we're pretty clued in on a lot of this stuff, so it's a weird one.
Yeah. And it's hard to even connect the dots on this one. Anyway, are you okay to talk about the next topic?
Yes.
Okay, our next topic, and this is an interesting one. Is PlayStation Studios about to purchase Kojima Productions?
Go on.
So Jim Ryan has been talking at every possible opportunity he can, every major acquisition or major news they announce, to talk about that PlayStation are going to be making big acquisitions. It's not over yet. Our big acquisitions are not over yet. And today, someone spotted on the official PlayStation website under PlayStation Studios that Death Stranding has been added to the banner. I'll pop that on the screen so you guys can see right there.
Yeah, first of all, it's all the way to the end, so it's not like front and center. That's something to note.
But these, crucially, it's not like they did PlayStation exclusive games and
I was
then
going to say, yeah.
and then like, oh yeah, that's just in there. These are all PlayStation Studio games and also on the PlayStation Studios official page.
Yeah.
And it's been added in there. Bit of a weird one because we have heard rumors that apparently Kojima's working on an Xbox game.
Yeah.
And it would be not impossible. It's not becoming. You can make Xbox games.
Bethesda did it with
exactly.
Deathloop.
Exactly. They were technically PlayStation Studios, and Ghostwire Tokyo came out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And deals are in the works and so on and so forth. But, and also, crucially, Kojima just got his independence with the studio.
Yeah.
And it was hugely successful.
Yeah.
So why would he lock himself down again?
I don't know, man. It's a confusing one. Also, that on the other hand, like Deathloop is just iconic PlayStation 5. Not PlayStation 5, like PlayStation game stuff. What's like the word for Americana, but for like PlayStation Nana?
What?
Do you know, like if you think of like Americana is stuff that just makes you think of America, like 50s Coke signs and stuff. That's called Americana, right?
I see. For some reason I heard Americano and I was like
Oh,
a
no.
coffee? I was like, what are you talking about?
So I was trying to think if there was a PlayStation version of that. But like Death Stranding is just forever tied, at least right now, to as a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
And a bit of me is like, it's just a PlayStation exclusive that's like easy to visually recognize, and it changes up the panel a bit. But then again, like there's a big corporate thing, and this stuff tends not to happen by accident. But we've seen a few of these where you see like stuff like that. There was that one tweet where they changed the Sony background, the PlayStation background.
Oh, the Blue Point acquisition.
Yeah. And that was, I mean, actually that one panned out, didn't it?
Yeah, it panned out. They bought Blue Point in the end.
But it took like
Took
7 months
forever.
from that.
Like they slipped up. You think they'd be like, all right, guys, the secret's out.
Yeah, the cat's out of the bag.
Instead, they were just like, no, we're just not going to say anything for 6 months.
It was weird. It was weird. So you might, I mean, in a year and a half's time, you'll be like, we called it.
Yeah. I don't know if this... there's two ways you could look at this. Either this was an accident, that someone was just changing stuff online, and they saw this PlayStation games lineup, which everybody... I'm sure there are many versions of this, many iterations of it. But it's very specifically, this is everything that's in PlayStation Studios. I don't know. I don't know how it is.
There's also one thing.
It's an interesting point, though.
Kojima, kind of in the middle of a bunch of other controversies.
Which ones are you talking about?
Not controversies, but like the Death Stranding director's cut being a bit like hit and miss. He does all these weird. He does a bunch of weird stuff anyway.
I see what you mean. Yeah,
You know?
he's a Marmite kind of.
Yeah.
I think he's amazing.
Controversy was
Some
the wrong
people
word.
Some people don't think he is.
What am I trying to say? No controversy, but like Like I say, it's Marmite.
Yeah, there is a word for it, and I'm trying to
Yeah.
think of what it is as well.
I can't. Why are we asking each other?
Yeah,
For
yeah.
this shit? We're idiots.
Asking two idiots asking each other
All
questions.
right. There's two lost guys trying to read a map. We're lost. If we could read the map, we wouldn't be lost. So, like, I don't know, man. Kojima does whatever he wants, though, innit?
Yeah.
He can do whatever he wants because of who he
Can.
is. So, it would be so weird, though, for him to have got all of his independence, done the project, and be like, "Oh yeah, cool. I'll
Now
come
lock
under the
myself
umbrella."
down.
Yeah, weird. But I mean, look, sometimes as well, people just want a frickin' payday.
Yeah. Also, there might be a bit of respect as well because like PlayStation were the guys that like propped him up to get him back,
Yeah.
to give him that start after the whole Konami nonsense.
Yeah.
So maybe there is that. Maybe there is a bit of loyalty there. Who knows? Okay, that's that topic done. And our final topic. The creator of Oddworld Soulstorm
Yes.
claims that the PlayStation Plus deal, where they put Oddworld Soulstorm on PlayStation Plus for free or included in the price of PlayStation Plus day one, was devastating for their sales.
Yeah.
No fucking shit.
Duh.
You give something away for free, and guess what? It doesn't sell.
Duh.
Guys, this is what we've been saying forever. This is kind of the issue with Game Pass as well. You put games for free on the service. Granted, people will come to the service,
But why would you pay for something that you can get for free?
but then sales fuck up. You know, sales are an issue, and I don't understand what this guy's point. Well, I read through the thing, and he's it's a bit strange. He acts like he didn't.
I can't believe that giving my game away for free meant nobody bought my game.
That's literally what he says in here. So he
Yeah.
goes, apparently it was downloaded over 4 million times.
That's way more. But there is one thing though, is that no way were 4 million people going to buy this game.
That's what he says as well.
Yeah.
He was like, this game wasn't going to sell. He's like, we were expecting around 50,000 to 1,000 copies of Oddworld Soulstorm.
That sounds right.
Which is a realistic number. And then it was downloaded 4 million times. And then he goes, yeah, but what? It was devastating to see that nobody bought the game afterwards. And it's like,
Yeah.
why would they?
Right.
They own it now. They've been given it for free.
Yeah.
I don't understand your logic here. This is the trade-off when you're trying to go. So people say like, oh, we're going to a service future and stuff like that. This is the trade-off.
This is Game Pass, and the only difference is this guy didn't sign a deal with Xbox saying he can't talk about it.
Yeah. This is
That's
what
the difference.
This is the difference right here.
That's
So
the difference.
this is a good little insight that I think everybody needs to take on board right here. Is that he saw they offered him money to be on day one on PlayStation Plus. He did the risk assessment. Apparently, he goes, the project probably wouldn't have been completed without that money.
Yeah.
So they took their own initiative and they said, okay, we're going to take this money so we can complete the project, and then it goes on PlayStation Plus. Cool. You sacrificed your day one sales or possible sales if it had turned out to be a hit
Yeah.
for this deal. You can't then complain about that afterwards. And unfortunately, that is the whole thing with services. You're going to sacrifice your sales so you can be on this service so people can experience your game. Not for sales, but just so people can experience what you've made.
I think the Xbots are going to look at this and go, oh, see, look, Sony fricked somebody over. And what they're not understanding is that every game that comes day one is stuff like this on Game Pass. They just have a much tighter contracts.
That is unfortunately what the stupid people did. The stupid people were like, oh, PlayStation is ruining developers with this service. And it's like, it's the service part of it that was the problem.
Yeah.
Is that now nobody is going to buy that game because they've got it for free.
Right.
We've got it for including whatever price they paid before.
It's weird that this guy thought people would buy it afterwards. I think
So that's the main
bizarre
point.
to me.
You've done something dumb, and obviously Andy Robinson, who's he's a journalist at VGC, he puts the title on it. PlayStation Plus was devastating for Oddworld Soulstorm sales, and it's like clearly the director made a stupid gamble.
it's weird because he had a very realistic expectation of the number of downloads he was expecting, the number of people that would buy the game, which I think is realistic. About 50,000 to maybe 100,000 people probably would have bought it. What I suspect that he didn't really prepare himself for is that obviously no one's going to buy it if you give it away. And enough people want it, but not enough people wanted it enough to buy it. All of the people that wanted to buy it wanted it enough to get it for free, obviously, because they want to buy it. And a bunch of people that didn't want to buy it would have got it for free. And what he hasn't clocked is now what he needs to do is take that number, 4 million downloads, and go and get some funding.
Yeah.
That's the only way to monetize this. Sorry, boys, but since 2017, we've been saying it's bad for the thing, and here you go. The first time you get to see it and someone can actually talk about it, that's what you get. Way more downloads, made no money.
The way that they should have done it was the Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy way. So Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is on Game Pass right now, and it went out to sale first of all because of its terrible promotions.
Terrible promotion and weird timing for where it was placed.
Very, very odd and whatnot. It didn't sell very well because people saw it for the way that you promoted it, which was awfully.
And also it was coming off the heels of and looked very similar to Marvel's Avengers.
Exactly. There was no love here because of you just couldn't sell it to people. And then they got no sales. And then they went to Game Pass, got a nice little paycheck from them, and more people got to play it. And then the word of mouth goes around. Everything wins. You know, you got those day one sales, you got the check from Microsoft, and you boost your game into the stratosphere. Great. Perfect. Right. That's the way it's supposed to work. Yeah. When you put it on day one, you sacrifice your day one sales. Yeah. You sacrifice everything.
And this is not the sort of game that would have been able to command a very good price up front.
Exactly.
And also it's one of the first deals for PlayStation, so maybe their pricing isn't as good. Like probably Microsoft, I guess, I'll give it to them. They probably give better deals to the developers.
Perhaps. We don't know.
We don't know.
No one's ever said.
I'll benefit of the doubt, we'll say it.
Yeah.
But like, you know, this isn't a Sony problem.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
I just this guy's expectation was completely wrong.
Yes.
If he wanted to, he could have done it the other way, where he put it on sale first of all, then given it to PlayStation if he wanted to.
He's sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place though, because he needed the upfront cash to complete the game.
That's the point.
So he's in a weird spot.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, and he probably feels like, well, I made this thing. Everybody wants to play it. Why won't anybody buy it? But the problem is that's not how the customer interaction works. Which is why it's important not to give games away for free day one, because no one will buy them. You can give them away for free later once you've got those initial sales. Yeah. And that isn't about like monetizing or being predatory towards people that were willing to purchase it. It's the only way.
It's how the industry works.
Well, it's how any trade works.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. It's worth it. And if it means, I mean, this is a terrible example because no one really cares about this game, and I like Odyssey. But like, when it's done this way, on one platform, they don't give you any exclusives 700 days, and Halo Infinite comes out. When it's done the other way of paying for it, you get back-to-back games of Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War 2018, The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Ratchet & Clank, Horizon Forbidden West, Spider-Man 4, Spider-Man Miles Morales. I mean, Deathloop, kinda,
and then all the future that's got to come, you know, all that stuff like that.
So like the model's proving out, and it's been at this point 5 years.
Yeah,
like where are the better games, and what is the model for which you get them? It's better to do it one way in terms of quality. I'll pay for quality. But it is weird that he thought people would buy it when it was free.
Very strange. I don't know why your mindset was in there.
Imagine, also, would you go to a car park.
Yeah.
Left side's for free, and it's empty. Right side's paid. It's empty. You gonna pay for parking?
Let's go pay. Let's go. All right. Well, that's all of our topics. We did get something sent in by was it Isak that sent this?
I think
in?
it was.
Yeah, Isak sent in about Destiny 2, about how Bungie is slamming YouTube Digital Millennial
DMCA,
Copyright Act, processing lawsuits against 10 John Doe defendants accused of sending fraudulent takedown notices again. Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So apparently someone is trying to say that Bungie has stolen their content and is sending DMCA lawsuits out to. It's funny when the shoe's on the other foot, eh?
Yeah.
When someone's saying
Suddenly
that you're
these companies
fraudulently
are like, oh, DMCA is really, you can really abuse this.
terrible, you know, it could be easily abused, you
We
know.
should
Does anyone know
DMCA
about
somebody. We
this?
should DMCA YouTube.
Fuck it, YouTube,
Yeah, you're stealing our
their own
content.
video.
Yeah.
Jonathan Fans were able to, because a hole in DC. Okay, they're exploiting the same hole that the big companies exploit, except in reverse,
Yeah.
which allows you to take down any person. Da, 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 da. I wonder what videos they took down and like when. Was it like
It'd be funny
the
if they
new
do,
Witch Queen down?
Yeah, the Witch Queen trailer down.
Down, done right there. Oh god. Anyway,
That would be so funny.
that's actually hilarious, and I do like that a big company is getting hit back with the same
No,
shit
no,
that we
no.
get hit.
This is really bad because they're now a PlayStation property.
My apologies.
These toxic Xbox
Toxic.
going after our innocent Bungie.
Innocent. Never done anything wrong. Okay, I'll have you say that. I feel very old shaking my glasses.
You
like
look
that.
very, it really adds to your point.
Listen here, you.
Youngsters, you whippersnappers. See, it nearly killed him. He's going to have a heart attack in a minute.
I am so bad. All the works I've been doing at my house, just so much dust I've inhaled over the fucking past couple weeks. I could not breathe. I feel like a smoker. All right. That's the end of the episode there, guys. Well, let me did I read that on our Patreon? Did I read Patreon comments?
I feel like it did. Well, you're on Discord right now.
Let me have a look.
I think we did. Didn't we? We did. Yeah?
Yeah. We
Yeah,
did.
we did. We totally did.
Thank you. Got it right there. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for all the support that you guys give us over there on Patreon, YouTube, everywhere you guys go.
Yep.
It really means the world to us that you guys do all of that. And we will catch you guys all in the next one.
Yes, we
Hopefully
will.
next week we'll have some banger
Providing we
news
have
for
internet.
you. Yeah. Oh yeah. Mate, they might just cut us off at any second. Now. All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Catch
Thank
you
you
next
for
one,
being
G.
awesome. See ya.
Well, what's that now?
I don't know.
Is
I
that
feel like
wax on, wax off?
yeah, I feel like I was in my mind. I had the Doctor Strange opening a portal, except it's not this way. It's like that way.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
Yeah. I'm just a loser. That's all it is.